हेलो पुकीस, व्हाट इज अप? कैसे हो सब लोग? वेलकम टू अनदर स्ट्रीम। कैसे हो सब? कैसे हो? वी आर लाइव और वॉच पार्टी करेंगे फिलहाल। आगे हम लोग लाइव, लेट्स गो।
Good.
Timing
अभी
catches
मैच
that one, just
चल
on a little
रहा
bit of the
है
rotation there.
DRX
You're expecting for
वर्सेस
Talon that
टैलॉन।
garage
ओके,
control is already yours,
देखते
already
हैं।
established. Unawares of the re-push into there with a
और एक
judge,
खराब
especially too. Now we'll tie things up on the early game here, but economy-wise, Talon down to the Stingers and forever on the side of DRX. The time to take the lead.
पहला मैच कौन जीता है?
Well.
DRX।
Mako with that one kill is now one away from 2,000 here in VCT Pacific. See if he can make it a good one. Do the most Mako thing ever and just kill somebody through a smoke, perhaps. Spring spotting plenty, just gonna be
कुल्हाड़ी
betting
मिली
that
मुझे
fight
आज।
off the box.
कुल्हाड़ी
Trying to
मतलब?
disrupt the sentry. It's
स्टोर
gonna be
में
a tiny little bit of damage
कौन सी
dealt
कुल्हाड़ी?
here. That's paranoia.
हेलो
That should
स्टोरी
be
सो
damage.
गुड।
Everyone, there you go.
इंडिपेंडेंस डे
There's
की तैयारी
Yeah,
कैसे
yeah.
चल रही है?
Finds Primmy, bring on the
तुम लोगों
reposition.
की स्टेप्स कुछ
Gets
ज़्यादा ही
flushed out as
कैजुअल
Mako
है
now will get
इंडिपेंडेंस
taken
डे के
down.
हिसाब से।
Oh, it
Yeah.
might be the
जेनजी
best route
स्टेप
for him
से
to go ahead
काफी
and get
ज्यादा
that achievement. Now
जेनजी
you've got
वाले।
2v3 with weapons upgraded in the hands of Talon.
And
उधर
Senses
ये
तो
कब हुआ?
दिख ही नहीं रहा है पहाड़ वगैरह, देश रंगीला। कहाँ पे है? ट्राई कलर का ड्रेस कहाँ पे है तुम लोग के रिहर्सल में?
Time is just going to be
यहाँ
caught by
पे
that barrier
कदम,
mesh. And you've
यहाँ
already got the
कदम
reposition
कदम
down
पे
long.
धरती बदले रंग, यहाँ की बोली में
This will be a very good round for Talon to get the conversion on.
क्रिस जल्दी रेडी हो जा, अपन थर्ड पार्टी करने जाना है।
Trying to bring this ult cycle up. Trying to break this position.
स्टेप्स
Gonna prove to be
बिल्कुल
difficult,
मैच
but now
नहीं
they
हो
should
रहे थे।
know
तुम
or
लोग
have
को
a
पता
good
नहीं कौन
idea
सा
that both of
रिहर्सल
these
चल रहा
players
है।
क्रिस जल्दी जल्दी ओडी निकाल के आवाज थर्ड पार्टी
The
करेंगे।
ping reveal onto Estrella. The swing through, flashback dead, and Kahlua will get the cleanup. And Talon back into the lead. Kahlua one away from
गाइस
having
सब लोग
Hunter's Fury.
पहले तो फटाफट लाइक
Yeah, I
कर
kind
दो।
of attribute that to a
आर
little
को
bit of
आता हो
these
इस
differences
राउंड में
between the
मर गया।
Vice and the
अच्छा
Cypher as well.
आज
Which
जल्दी
more
का
commonly have some Cypher util over towards Garage. It's going to
मेरी
be one of
ओडिन
those
गिर गई
little
गई।
early stalling components this time against
इन
the
लोगों
Stingers.
को
It's just
शर्म नहीं
go
आ रही है
ahead,
चैट
charge
में,
through
इनको
the
जो
Garage
हेट
into
देना
the
है दे
site,
सकते
put
हो।
some pressure onto Marco, which he does kind of well to try and navigate around as well.
उसका
Gets
मुंडी
some good
दिख रहा
timing on the
था
paranoia to try and follow
डेडलॉक
up the
का।
round, but he just doesn't really have the assistance of the quick rotation of his team to be able to establish a couple of crossfires and bunker on down.
2000 किल,
Overwhelming
वाओ।
forces of the lesser utility, and now Talon, they'll retake the
इसका हुआ
lead
देख नहीं
and
पाई।
really look to
मेरे पास
डिस्टर्ब हो
gather these rifle
गया।
rounds. Such a
यहाँ
pain point
चैट
of the
करने
last
आया
map.
था इधर। अच्छा
Was dropping a lot of those in that
यार
first
मेरे आज
half.
स्टोर आज भी बकवास।
मेटियोर का
यार
हुआ क्या? 2000 किल
2000 की।
Heavy
ऑल
presence from
टोटल
TRX here at the A site, but no one playing
अच्छा
forward, just haven't been tucked into the corner. Talon thinking twice about pushing up in towards
गाइस
this site
फटाफट
though.
लाइक करो क्योंकि नेक्स्ट हम लोग
They do continue towards
PRX
this A
खेलेंगे।
site.
PRX
You do have Australia there with the Nightfall. Does that
चिंगू
probably
एंड
give you
4
any
सेकंड।
idea as Talon that you don't really want to contend against it? Look to change up your own approach. Start to rotate your
लाइनअप
own
तो
forces
है
over
इनका।
towards A now as well. And the breaking of that horn is just going to be bringing flashback
साउंड
here.
सही आ रहा है ना?
Able to
कहीं
break
मेरा
it fast
ज्यादा
enough,
तो
I
नहीं
think,
है?
to
बताना
knock that
कुछ
spot
ऐसा
out.
हो
So
तो।
Nightfall will just send them reeling backward. Still though,
नहीं
scale
बढ़िया
forward in the
है,
sewers.
ठीक है।
They might want to bring the spike here in the end, but they're going to re-explore in towards mid.
Are they going to clear Marco?
सारी गलती क्रिश की है, जल्दी आने नहीं होता है, लेट आता है हमेशा।
साउंड बराबर है, थैंक
As the
यू।
smoke falling, and Estrella
मिड
trying
में
to
खाना
play
खाने रुक
reset,
जाता है,
cannot. Jit
लंच
Boy
ब्रेक बोल
survives
के।
with
ये
plenty of
जित
HP.
बॉयज
Spike
ये
still being
नाम
brought
है।
forward. 20 seconds remaining here in the round. As
तुम
Feminine
लोग
is
का
trying
क्या
to
नाम
slow
था
them
टीम
up, but
का? बताना
doesn't
जरा।
have access, blocked off
हाँ
by the cyber
हमारे
cage.
टीम का नाम, अरे हमारे टीम का नाम
Plans is
थोड़ा
in.
भूल गया
Kahlua
मैं।
could
कुछ
potentially
वॉरियर्स करके
get
था।
himself disconnected away from the site, but might not even come down to that Hunter's Fury as Primmy is able to quickly find
टैलेंट
some
वाले
भुजिया
distance.
अच्छा
वॉरियर,
खेलने
be
लगे।
हाँ हाँ
having to
भुजिया
back
वॉरियर,
them
सॉरी
away.
भुजिया।
That
अरे
frag
तुम
that
लोग का
Australia
सिर्फ
was
वॉरियर
lining
ही
up was
लेजिट
so
लग रहा है।
crucial in this round.
भुजिया
Chopper
लगा के
Sewers just
बिल्कुल
drops that
मासूम
one.
नहीं लग रहे हो क्योंकि
It
कल
gives
तुम
Talon
लोग के
access in
प्लान
towards the
सुने
site.
मैंने।
Had he found that,
इमोजीज भी देखे मैंने,
fifth
एनालाइज
double, at
किए।
least an equalization going
काफी
into a bit
सारे
of a
ऐसे
pre-and-post
इंसिडेंट से
scenario.
मिले जुले थे जो पास्ट में हो
Quite
चुके हैं और
roughy for
उनकी सजा
DRX.
सीधा मौत है।
Right idea to keep the right numbers on that A
किरिला
site
वॉरियर।
with the timing on
ए
that
ये
utility
कोई
that
नाम
Australia
नहीं
was
है, लो।
throwing out. You had Junmin, you had flashback coming on back towards that A site, and the reposition down mid throws a
भाई
bit of a
तुम
spanner in the
लोग के
works.
कैसे कैसे प्लान्स थे बताना जरा। वो इमोजीज जो भेजे ना कहीं
Good
से
decision making from
लिंक है
Talon
भाई।
in these last two rounds, I will
किसने?
say.
मैंने तो एक ही इमोजी नहीं भेजी, मैं सुबह से
There you
बिजी
go,
हूँ।
a very good ult cycle. being generated here at the Dimensional Drift online. A couple charges away from having that next annihilation.
कोड वर्ड है
Coming to
कोड
be in a
अरे
bit of
कोड
a
वर्ड
some
में ही
position as
मेरी
DRX
वे
continue to struggle here from this defending side.
मेरे अकाउंट का पासवर्ड ही है
Momentum
आ रही
भुजिया
हूँ
हो
गाइस,
गया
आ रही हूँ, एक
on
वाले
by.
शांति से
डीआरएक्स
मरने भी नहीं
जीतेगा
देंगे।
बिल्कुल यार
They are
बिल्कुल
having their numbers together as well to justify these trades, right? They're coming on through.
टैलोन में
Something
अभी
that's been
वो नहीं लग रहा है
successful
मेरे
for
को
them. So back on towards
हो
something
सकता
that
है
they
कुछ
know is a strength of their own.
नोबडी सी
Now against a bit of a party
ना
mix of a buy on
डीआरएक्स
DRX's
ना
side as well.
टी मैं
Should definitely
जीतूंगा
be looking to
अच्छा
extend the lead.
Very much mitigating.
जीतने का तो कोई भी जीत सकता है किस्मत किस्मत की बात
Is Sova for the kill and will be able to do so, but okay, in a bad spot to try to exit.
लॉकडाउन डिस्ट्रॉय
Johnny on the spot, exactly where he needs to be. Gets the shutdown, and that's
कूदेगा
a free
कूदेगा
weapon grab for him. So
पक्का
Vandit now in hand, as that overdrive will be expiring.
जो भी जीतेगा प्रियंका बंडल दिलाएगी
आ
हैं?
गई मैं आ गई।
देखो देखो चैट में क्या बोला जा रहा है बंडल दे रही हो तुम बताया नहीं मुझे
कौन सा है?
बंडल
तुम
से
लोग
याद
बीड़ी
आया
के बंडल मांगने लग गए, आए हाय छी। बीड़ी
हृदय
के
की
बंडल जो मांगा जा रहा है, मुझे क्या बंडल का नाम क्या होता है वीडियो का
आईटी
क्या?
बोल रहा है कि जो भी
तो
जीतेगा
अरे
प्रियंका
बीड़ी का
लाएगी
बंडल का नाम क्या होता है, क्या बोलते हैं वो?
मास्टर फ्लेक्स
मास्टर फ्लेक्स।
There is a flank, however, coming from freeing.
भाई वीडियो के बंडल मांगे जा रहे हैं, देखो यार मैं नशेरी फशेरी तो नहीं हूँ।
उधर से
पतंजलि
याद आया
पतंजलि का
उधर
एक
कितना और
बंडल
डेप
कॉम्बो मिलेगा।
करेगी तू प्रियंका देखो लास्ट में चैट
बंडल
बोला
से याद आया और कितना
3 in the dark cover.
टहलने क्या क्या अच्छा कितना और डेप्थ करेगी तो यार गायास के लिए कुछ भी। ये वो वेंडल है।
चलो मैं आता हूँ थोड़ी देर बाद जा रहा हूँ
गाया तब से पसंद है जब मेरे पे पीसी नहीं था, जब मुझे पता नहीं था वेलोरेंट क्या होता है।
एनी को
बस
कैसे
ऐसे
पता बीडी का बंडल का नाम मैंने तो वो लगाया ना हमारे टीम के वो भी मिलता है एसेसरी
मास्टर फ्लेक्स सच में ये सब नाम होते कैसे?
नहीं हमारे भुजिया वॉरियर्स में एसेसरीज वही दे रहे हैं
They do exactly what I expected them to do when they see that vice utility as well. Just push one player as Jip Boys
वो
into the site
कबीर
and
सिंह में
have
देखा था ना,
5
वो
TP ahead of the
तीन
original
चार कितने
utility.
बीड़ी वो
Start to
मुंह
get a
पे
little bit
ऐसे
of a
करके फू
space.
फू करता
Could add
रहता
some
है।
extra seconds if it was
हाँ
the plans
उसको भी
are,
हमने
but all
सप्लाई
in all,
किया था
didn't
भाई
really
गाया
हमारे
के लिए
ऐसे-
कुछ भी यार,
Great
गाया
decision
तब
to
से
go
मुझे
हमारी
पसंद
member-
है जब
Government
से
spoke
वो
towards spawn side,
वेलोरेंट
knowing that there
मतलब
was going to be a
मेरे
flank
पे
as
पीसी नहीं
well.
था, तब से
Don't
देखा
want
था
to really
मैंने।
give an option towards
हमारे
the flank
accessories
on
में आई
free to be able to pick something up.
गाइस
And then
लाइक
भुजिया
करो,
Talon is
वॉरियर्स
लाइक
always on
करो
your
सब
side
लोग।
at the
भले
end.
ही
बड़ा
मैं और
सप्लायर
डेप्थ में हूँ।
For Talon.
बड़ा
Get the
सप्लायर
timeout
कौन से
to come
सप्लायर
through for
मूवी प्रोडक्शन
DRX.
को
We'll see
सप्लाई
if
ये
करते
they
थे
पता है
be
वो
quite successful
शेड्यूल
still
में
in their
पूरी यही
percentages
बेचता
after
है।
this. But
खोखा
in
क्या
this
बोलते हैं
little
उसको, एक खोखा
subset
दो
of 7
खोखा,
rounds that
क्या
we've seen so
खोखा का
far,
मतलब क्या
we've just
होता है?
already seen more substance
ईंटें
from Talon
ईंटें
on this attacking
हाँ
side,
ये सब बेचता
which
रहता है।
bodes well.
पुड़िया सीधा पुड़िया
Again, that was one of the big questions that
गाइस
we had.
मैंने
बनाता
नंगे हाथ
भी
में पकड़ा हुआ
ये
Stronger here
बनाता
on
भी
this
यही
map,
है।
given that it just hasn't really been played at all.
गाइस कोई है मेरे साथ कैप्सूल दिलाने वाले
Like literally not at all for Talon here in this
नेक्स्ट ईयर
stage.
वाला नेक्स्ट ईयर के मैंने सुना
They have
लीक्स
gotten the reps
आने
in
वाले हैं
with
शायद
the
यार
सितंबर या नवंबर
बंडल को
who's
बहुत
player
टाइम
one.
है, वो फाइनल्स के टाइम आते हैं, जब
Yeah, you still
VCT
have an
चैंपियन
idea
का
that they did
फाइनल
play
तक
this
पहुंचते
map,
तब आता है वो
during Taylor Meta,
चैंपियंस
so
बंडल आई
take
थिंक।
that for what it is. You
और
switch back over to the
चैंपियंस तुम
Dsouza
लोग का
as killer, and
सितंबर
he's
के
still trying to
एंड
find out
तक
what he
या
can.
फिर
Nothing
मिड
on the
में
assist
कभी भी होगा
department
आई
currently,
थिंक।
but he is getting active in a lot of these
मैंने
streams.
तो
सुना है वो आ
10
रहा है
दिन
इस
जो
बार
बाकी है तो इसके बीच
Finding
में
these
कुछ
opening
तो या
kills,
ब्रिंग
finding
बैक
these quick
बंडल या फिर
trades if they
छोटा
lose the
मोटा
opening
पैसे
pick,
नो
and
फिनिशर वाले
towards
वैसा
these
बंडल
sites and
आएगा आई
setting up the
थिंक।
post plants quite successfully.
मैंने सुना इस बार वो आ रही है
thrown out
क्या
there.
बोलते
Gonna
हैं
play off of it as the Hawk
जैसे वो इसका क्या बोलते हैं कोरोनामी का नाइफ नहीं है वैसा आएगा वीसीटी
That's going to be
हाय हाय
वीसीटी नाइफ
गायू
full send across here to see. We're freeing.
वैसा
Jiggle Peak
VCT
spots him
नहीं
out. Shock dart
हाँ
forward,
हाँ
clears out the thorns.
अच्छा हो तो अच्छा ही है,
That shield
बस
wall set up here.
डिसअपॉइंट ना करे लोगों को, बहुत लोग वेट कर रहे हैं यार।
मैं सोच रहा मारूंगा
It's
कैसे
all a
नाइफ
little bit of a ploy here from Talon. Just poke and prod at
डिसअपॉइंट
DRX
ना
and
करे,
see what
बहुत
kind of
उम्मीदें हैं
response they get
लोगों
out of
को।
him.
हो सकता है वो लोग तो अभी
It's an
डिसाइड
elimination
कर
of
रहे
a
हैं कौन
good
सा
amount of utility.
कराम
Oh
बिट
yeah,
तो
for
नहीं
sure.
देंगे इस
We've
बार
still got this A-side space at the
हाँ
moment to
वही।
come out for
दोबारा
DRX as
तीन
well, and
दो
now
या
that kind
दो
of
या
off
तीन
puts
बार
you
दे
from
चुके हैं
being able to go into C, get a drone re-clear over towards A lobby instead
आपको
of
क्या
the numbers going
बंडल
together.
दिया है
And
देखो
Wasted Annihilation clears the corner that
अपना
Youngman's just going
बैलेंस
to get
में
back in
हैं
towards. You've got to make a split-second decision here as Talon, and they lose flashback on
गया
DRX's
बंडल
side.
तो खा गया
एक रुपए जो मुझे मिले हैं, एक रुपए जो भेजा है
Spring now just playing outside of the pit here on the outskirts.
Thank you so much for the 1 rupee. मेरा बैलेंस अभी 5-6 जो 6 रुपए हुआ है.
Another little rotation here. Talon with 30 seconds. Working their way
Guys,
into the B
25
side.
रुपए टोटल है मेरे पे.
Was he still in the
नहीं,
air? I'm not even
6
sure.
रुपए
Either
इधर
way,
20
Shit
रुपए
Boys
मेरे
is
को
just
पेन के पॉकेट में
absolutely
मिले
carrying
थे.
him limb from limb.
26 rupees है guys.
They've got to save now.
26.
Hit into this
Thank you
round
for the
and
1
no
rupee.
profit.
Thank you.
Oh, that's another rough one
पूरे
over towards
एकदम कभी
Australia,
कोई
and
100
it's Shit
लोग
Boys
आएंगे
again.
1
Got the
रुपए
better
10
of him
रुपए
over at the
ले
top
लेंगे.
of Dsouzas a few rounds ago,
मैं
and
मोमोज
now
का
just
ठेला खोल
a
लूंगी.
blindsider in towards his face.
This is business.
How in the hell has he done that?
Oh, that timeout not
मैंने
working for
सोचा इतना
DRX. It
बड़ा
would
मेरे
seem
को
it was going to be
मैसेज
a
लिख के
converted
आया है
flawless
और
from
IDFC
Talon.
अकाउंट
Unless
है
just
बीन
Freeing
क्रेडिटेड.
gets one on
पूरा
the
नंबर
exit.
भी लिख के आया है. ऐसे 1-2 नंबर के बाद एक्सेस
Everybody
पूरा
surrounding
ऐसे
him.
लिख के
Yeah,
आया
they're right
है.
here on top of him, and he is not ready for it.
इतना
So yeah,
बड़ा
flawless
मैसेज
going to be
में मैं
confirmed.
जब 1
Nothing
रुपए
carried
देखी.
over here from DRX.
अरे मेरी
That's
मदद
good.
तो जन्मों जन्मों तक होगी.
Shattered.
चलो
They
अब
do not
वापस
have an
भेजो.
overdrive to try to make a play
हैं
here.
वापस
वापस.
भेजो. रुको
I felt like
भेज ही
DRX
देती हूँ भाई.
knew where that one was kind of going to end anyways, right?
Oh,
You
भेज
got
ही
the
देती हूँ.
pit.
रखो
See,
मेरे
that's
5 रुपए ही सही है बैंक अकाउंट में.
illegal.
अरे भेजू कैसे? तुम्हारा तो यूपीआई भी नहीं है. मेरा इसमें नहीं आता है व्यू हिस्ट्री. मेरे पे सेंड का
Nice
ऑप्शन ही
indeed
नहीं
at
है.
the end.
चेक बैलेंस
Timeout with
व्यू
it.
हिस्ट्री
वो
शेयर
Talent.
रिसिप्ट नहीं.
चेक कर
Done
रहे हो.
formulate a
क्या?
pretty
जीपे
large lead
जीपे में
now
चेक कर
on
रहे
this
हो.
attacking
नहीं
side.
फोन
You'd
पे
expect this one
ऑप्शन
to
ही
be
नहीं है. रिसीव
a little bit further on, unless we get a
जीपे
classic
जीपे में
DRX
बेच तो
thrifty
हिस्ट्री में
again.
आती हुई थी.
I mean,
बेच
they had
सकते हो
so
वैसे.
many of them that first map, but Mako
फोन पे
trying to
मेरे
get
पास है
that
नहीं.
आपको एक का
ball
डबल
rolling.
करना
Will
होगा.
swiftly be shut down.
ये
रहने
एक
दो
पे
रहने दो.
लक्ष्मी चीट फंड्स वाली
Now, little by little, you understand what the buy looks like.
जिसमें
DRX in this
क्या
round, so
बोलते हैं बाद
Talent,
में नुकसान हो जाता है
as
कुछ
long as they're
मिलता
clearing a
नहीं.
lot of their corners, they should be okay. In investment
मैंने 5
of the
रुपए डाले
North,
थे
just
मुझे
gonna
क्या बोलते हैं
confirm
कुछ भी नहीं मिला.
any
50
problem
पैसे
positions.
रिटर्न में
The way
मिले.
the Jip Boys is
भाई
playing
टेलन
before
लीड
the
पे
half
है.
is
6
out.
राउंड निकाल लिए चुपचाप उन्होंने.
Might as well just send it. Jiggle on that corner. Any more peek, and that will be Estrella dead. They're looking for the timing off the wall.
जाएगा तो नहीं मुझे लग
Managed
नहीं
to
रहा है.
Oh,
avoid it for now.
Yeah, spread around the map. Still has Talent. So you just start to get that timing on down and figure out where you want to end. Selling a bit of an
Guys, any
A fake at the
suggestion मैं
moment.
अपने
That's just
नए
way
अकाउंट का
away
नाम क्या
from the
रखूं?
whole map. You need to cut some corners as DRX in this round with the lesser guns. It's going to be free
फिर
reign
से 1
of this
रुपए
seaside.
भेजा है. थैंक यू सो मच.
Although freeing.
ये क्या चल रहा है? 1 रुपए भेजने
1
वाले.
रुपए भेजा जो है
Positioning, but despite
उसमें
that,
वो
making good
बैंक
timing
वालों का
for
2
it.
रुपए का
Push
एसएमएस
out,
फेंक
won't
दिया.
be able to find one. Tries to dump
अरे
it in the smoke,
एक
and even if
जीरो
he
मेरा
लगाना
बैंक
बोलता है.
बैलेंस
Should have
खाली
been able
कर
to
दिया.
find
अरे
the
अरे
kill there.
रखा करो यार.
Here
मेरे
with
पे
the
भी
second shot,
5-6 रुपए
one
7
straight
रुपए
up
हो गए
caught,
अभी.
just trying to swoop his way in towards garage, and that leaves
वरना मैं
Flash
भी
back
0
now.
बैलेंस पे ही रखती हूँ.
Who's got plenty of Cypher util, just go ahead and slow up his approach.
मेरे अकाउंट में खाली
Instead of
पर्स
trying to
रखा
just
हुआ
hold
है
on to
और
this
कुछ
Vandal,
नहीं.
so grabs that, but where does he opt to go is the question, because you do
मेरा
have
भी
Blue
खाली ही रहता है
and all
ज़्यादा
of
टाइम.
Talon
बैंक
here
अकाउंट
on
पे
this
मैं
hunt.
रखती नहीं हूँ क्योंकि
And
नशा
even if you
करता है
find any
मेरा बैंक.
damage, it's really not going to do anything. You just
मेरा
बैंक
बैंक
देखते
अकाउंट
ही
मैंने
पगला
इसलिए नहीं
जाता
खोला
है
है
a bit
क्या
more
हो
than the
गया
lost
करके.
bonus that you'll be
ताकि मेरे
gathering.
पैसे
You
ना
don't want to have
काट.
that reinvestment. And maximum
पीछे से आ
bonus
रहा है
anyway,
पीछे से आ
so
रहा है.
neither here nor there.
We'll catch one with the knife out.
एक ही तो बचा
Flashback.
हुआ है.
Swinging around
डीआरएक्स
from
का
long.
अनपॉसिबल
एनीवे वो को
एनवी
बोलो
वेब
कि
वो
आपकी गया
आउट.
बंडल दे देगा. हाँ ये नहीं यही
Welcome to
करो
this
यही
world.
करो.
आप
मेरा ही
गए
नाम
हो.
डाल.
In, and yep, there you go. Not
भाई
allowing it
ये
to
टेलन
बच्चा
वाले पूरा लीड करने
Talent
लग गए.
secure
मतलब
a
मैप
lead
की
at
भी
the
हो
half,
सकता
but
है
they
क्योंकि
still have
पहला मैप आपका
plenty of
डीआरएक्स से
opportunities.
जीता
3
था.
rounds to try to balloon this up even further.
It's going to be a mighty important round for DRX, this one. That is for sure. Guns are going to be present again. And if you're dropping this one,
इस
well,
मैप में तो
you can stare down
साइफर
the
का
barrel of
बहुत बड़ा
something like
था.
a 10-2,
Gayu.
9-3. It'll be 8-4.
चला एक मैच खेलते हैं.
At best after that.
चुप रहो.
Very important now for DRX on this defensive side. Go for some aggressive yourselves.
अरे यार गाइस इस बार वो आ
Still
जाता
play
ना
on the
नाइट
back of your
मार्केट
more
आता तो मजे आते.
D40
नाइट मार्केट ही नहीं है.
protocols. It's a battle again this time over at A long.
Sniper
The
है.
Kelman actually catches Primi before he can gate crash away. So there's a slight difference now.
चलो
चलो
मुझे
मुझे
मेरी
DRX
फ्रेंड
pretty much had it. Entire map.
फ्रेंड आई बुलाने
Confirming some
मिलते हैं
presence.
गाइस.
Talent
बाय
tries to
बाय.
forward here, but does have to back
ठीक
away.
समझ रहा हूँ मैं समझ रहा हूँ कोई सीन नहीं.
Time touches the damage going to be suffered there, but Jit Boys holding down
आया
A
है
long. He's able
लिखना
to
था
find
शायद.
one.
हाँ
Other,
बुलाइए.
he does.
ऐसे लिख रहा था थोड़ा पता लग लड़का है वैसे
He's on an absolute rip at
कोई
this
नहीं
game
कोई
so
नहीं
far, Jit boys.
हाँ वो तो समझ गए
Lose
थे
the
तुम्हारे
opening kill.
मैसेज
समझ
देखने
गए
के।
Look to convert the 4 versus 5.
22 का
Talent
अल्ट तो है।
#1 in that regard in Pacific in doing so this stage. Now there's 4 versus 3. You just start to re-pivot together all through Garage. What can Flashback do? He's just going to miss the timing, falling back to the seaside.
नियो की स्किन चाहिए थी नियो के बदले नियो की नाइस की स्किन दे दी वेलो वाला किसको मारो उस सेट एक क्या
तीन
हो
मार
गया
दिया
तीन अरे
the best possible opportunity. Fluid out. Need to pull up a 1v2. The recon
अभी
forward to the
किलुआ
garage.
अकेला है।
Buy a little bit of time and slow up the approach from Mako.
They're splitting up too.
He's got him separated.
1v2
Spot out the bite. The paranoia. Avoided. Finds the
अरे
first.
बाप रे किलुआ अकेला है काफी
7
किया।
bullets left in the mag. Mako playing a ring around the Rosie
GG.
with a bases back.
नाइस
And
भाई किलुआ
Kahlua
ने फिर भी
is
निकाल लिया।
dialed in. What a
Talon
clutch.
lead
Gets the
पे है
3K.
अभी।
Gets Talon up to 8.
Man, oh man, Flashback, I thought he did everything that was needed. Gets a 3K, holds the site down. You did have the advantage as DRX. It slips through your fingers with what Jit Boys is doing, but in the 1 versus 2, the option at the end there to split on up, I mean, he gets a heads up that Marco's coming from Garage with the position of the paranoia too. Isolates the 2
किलुआ ने
1
पूरा
versus 1
राउंड निकाल
fights to
दिया।
perfection in the end and just has that crosshair placed in the
1v4
right
कर
position
दिया
for the quick tap. Talon making a bit of a mockery of DRX
क्या
and their
देख लिया मैं यार
defenses.
सुबह उठते उठते
Now back to
क्या
a pretty
देखा?
problematic buy.
एक बंदा
10-2
लड़की बना हुआ
is
था पता नहीं
possible.
क्या लड़की बनने का शौक
कौन था वो?
एक ही बंदा है तुम्हें पता ही है एज ऑलवेज
Just gonna go rushing forward here.
शर्म नहीं है बिल्कुल भी
A bit of reset
फिर
time.
रक्षाबंधन आया था ना मेको पर
Well,
कर
Jit
लिया
Boys to clear everything down long.
और आरती का थाली लेके भैया मेरे राखी के बंधन को निभाना।
Gonna look to re-navigate though. Keep some attention
भाई
towards this A side as the rest of the
जो
squad just set up
लड़कियों
for a
से
quick
भी ज्यादा
B
लड़की
take.
है।
Utility in though, kept at bay.
कुछ लोग
By the
जानते हैं
Viper
उसको।
util.
She slash
Timing
her
from
happy
Gunman,
हो।
perhaps?
She slash
Maybe.
her।
Oh, it doesn't peek out wide
समझी।
enough, and now he's the
इतना
one
हम
at
लोग
risk.
भी वो नहीं
As
करते।
Jit Boys. Oh, they are shoulder to
असली
shoulder.
लड़कियां भी
They
इतना
don't even
वो
know.
नहीं
They
करती है पूरा
basically just
बायो
touched.
वायो पे लगा के
And now he
she
spotted
slash
him.
her।
And there's the bunkie to the back of the head.
मैंने
Oh, comic.
एक बंदे ने
And
मैंने
now it
कुछ सुनने में आया किसी ने कुछ छोड़ दिया
Reveal here onto his tray. He's completely pinned in for the moment.
TP play for the spike though, over to the seaside, but look at where Marco is!
Marco's still here, and he says,
Oh!
hello! He can't quite find it!
गाइस कोई
9 times
जलपान
out of
खाएगा
10,
किसी को
Mako
पता है
is gonna be
जलपान
good for
क्या है?
that, but now this is that 10th time.
Does anyone knows
मैंने
what
Look for
is
a 10th
जलपान?
मैंने सुना तो है
Need this
क्या
one to
है
make it
बताओ
happen, but
जलपान?
Kahlua securing the flank. They're going to be
मैं भी
one
खाना
opportunity away from having this absolute dominant half. It's already devastating here for
I am
DRX.
right or
Talent
wrong?
just piling it on.
क्या क्या?
I cannot
मैं
believe
सही हो
that
गलत
has
हूँ
happened in this
क्या
round.
आंसर क्या बोला था?
We're
मैंने बोला
passing each
खाना
other over at the A
खाना पान
site and Hyunmin gets the gun.
इतना
You've got
मारूंगी
the
इतना
spike on Cruz
मारूंगी
pushing
इतना
into the
मारूंगी
site, sees the
इतना
numbers, has
मारूंगी
to get out of there.
खाना
क्या था
और
बता
And
दे
then the missed shots of the
हाँ
sheriff,
बता
I
बता
mean,
ये
तुम
it's
होता
बताओ
है
just spaghetti
स्टिकी
on the
बड़ा
floor
राइस
moments. So
मतलब
much in that
राइस
round.
होता है एक राइस का टाइप होता है जो स्टिकी है बहुत ज़्यादा उसमें
Oh,
डाल
dear
दी
me.
जाती है दही अभी राइस के बदले इसमें वो भी हो सकता है
It's gonna be one that
पोहा पोहा भी हो सकता
Mako
है
likely going to be kicking himself
उसमें
over.
दही डाल दी
अच्छा
जाती है मीठे में आपको जो चाहिए चीनी
Last
गुड़
round of
जो
the
आप
half
खाना
now.
चाहो वो दी जाती है
See if Talon are going to
आप
be able to
चीनी
convert
गुड़
it
ना
into just
लेके
a
वो
monstrous half.
भुजिया के
10
साथ
to
नहीं
2.
देते
Yeah,
कभी
the
कभी
Hunter's Fury.
बूंदी क्या बोलते हैं उसको
Flashback. Still
मुझे हिंदी नहीं आती
holding
है
on.
यार
It's- Wow, what a peek from Mako.
एक मीठा
हाँ,
मीठा
समझ गई।
गोल गोल
Your
वो
drone
देते
and
हैं
dart
मोती
ability in towards
मतलब
the A side,
छोड़ो
the
मुझे
C
हिंदी
side.
नहीं
Now
आती
you
कुछ
spot something
देते
over
हैं
at
वो
K2. Well,
वो
Jit
है
Boys.
मीठे के
कुछ
लिए रुको
देते
Every scale
मैं
this, Jit Boys
मीडिया
has
में
been on
भेज
a
देती
heater.
हूँ
I
देख
definitely
लेना
favor
सब
him in the fight.
I do too.
ये है असमीज डिश
Prowler
असमीज
will be
ब्रेकफास्ट
used, so
असमीज
some
मतलब
restraint
जो भी
shown
बोलो
here
पेट
from the
भरने
fade.
के लिए खा
Going to be an angle for Primi to gate crash
ये
in. to
और
bring in
मिठाई
force by
वगैरह ये
drones.
सब
He needs to stay alive. He has
ज़्यादा दे
nightfall
दिया
here
क्योंकि
available.
हमारे इधर
He
आज
is going
कुछ
to just go ahead
मेहमान
and try to
वगैरह
send
है
this one out. Gunman does get spotted. Fall across, a catch onto a few. Primi, safe exit here behind the box, but Gunman able to find one more. The overdrive going to be popped now. It's free.
भाई टेलन वालों को
Primi
क्या
has
हो
to just
गया
try to bail. That does
टाइम
चलो।
आउट आ जाएगा
leave him all
9-3
alone with no
क्या लगता है
vandal
कर्स एक्टिवेट
here
हो
in A
जाएगा
lobby with 33 HP.
कल जो बाजी पलटी है ना मस्त
For me
मजा आ
that
गया
this would be something else.
डिफेंडिंग में जो टेक ओवर कर लिए
See if he can take that first step, that first contact. He cannot. Straya will be able to secure it. It's a 9-3 at the half.
9-3
PRX.
curse.
A very rough going for them here on this defending side, even up 7 rounds in a row.
I mean, you kind of flip over what we saw over on the first half of Bind, right? Where we've got some, you know, a decent-ish start, we'll call it, over at the side of Talon, and then DRX kind of wake up and roll them over. This time, there's a little bit of a light tapping in there for DRX, but ultimately the 7 in a row
Guys,
from
सब
Talon
लोग
just
like कर दो.
extremely commanding in those rifle rounds.
हेलो रेना यादव की
3
दुल्हन.
Set
हाँ
up them for some good success.
रेना
This
यादव
round as
की
well, they've
दुल्हन
already got
कैसे
3
हो
of
आप?
3. That would be
क्या
double
हाल
नाम
है?
नाम तो बड़ा अच्छा है
definitely
आपका.
gonna see quite the answer.
रेना
for
यादव
DRX.
कौन है? हमें मिलवाओ.
What?
I don't get this one.
Yeah.
मैं बढ़िया हूँ, आप बताओ.
sure.
मैं भी एकदम मस्त हूँ यार.
Is freeing some
और
sort of
कहाँ से हो
endearment,
आप?
like free
दुल्हन जी.
dal ing that parallel.
क्या
Well, that's
बुलाया
how he actually
आपको?
writes
भाभी
his
बुलाए
name
हैं?
in Korean, it doesn't even say
Yeah.
Korean.
रेना यादव. कौन है
हाँ,
रेना यादव?
यादव जी बोलना पड़ेगा यादव
I would have think it would be like Puring, but I don't know. This one, okay, much more measured question.
Yeah.
Bit easier to answer there. Maybe there's some kind of term of endearment that I don't know.
गाइस सब लोग लाइक करो
I
फटाफट.
I kind of just default to the
You like
usual
new
ones, and I guess like in Korean.
बड़ा
it's like
जी
Bilbo, which just means,
ब्राउन हुआ
whatever.
क्या?
Fair enough.
अरे मैं
So,
मोबाइल पे देखती हूँ
but
ना,
I
एक
don't know. I
हर्ट
won't
वाला
claim
बटन
to
बीच
know
में
all
आ
of
जाता है
them.
मेरे
I've
चैट
got
पे.
one that works.
Yeah.
लास्ट
बड़ा
में
जी
अच्छा.
है.
Well, that is a very stark difference on the pistols, by the way, too.
Oh yeah.
Let's
ये
see what
कुछ अलग.
Talon have on their defensive side here. A big, large
फर्स्ट
A
एक्टिवेट होगा
creeper.
कि नहीं होगा
And
देखते
a
हैं. रुको
spotting in the
9-3
B
है.
site from Jip Boys.
है उसने ट्रिप ऊपर लगाई थी देखी तो
ओ दो निकाल लिए.
Able to find 2 before getting traded out.
आओ
आई एम
ये
फ्रॉम
ले
हरियाणा.
Down low,
क्या बात
Cruz.
है? क्या बात है?
Disgusting shot.
डब्ल्यू.
यादव
Just
ब्रांड
one a parity, but the spike is planted. Flashback now in around the back.
तुम
Finds the
मीम
first
मत
box.
बोलने
The
लग जाओ.
second is
उठ
okay.
जाएंगे
अरे
हम लोग
Around the
स्ट्रीम
bullets,
पे.
and DRX,
सॉन्ग
well,
है
they've done
सॉन्ग
it.
है यादव
They got
ब्रांड
themselves their first pistol
हाँ
winner
तो
in the
ये उनके
series.
नाम के साथ
And
वो
try to
जैसा
start a
नहीं
run
हो
back
गया.
from this attacking side.
क्या
It's the first foot
अच्छा
in
तो
front
है
of the
उसमें
other, but it
सॉन्ग
still
बढ़िया है भाई
is a
एकदम
lot of sneaky shots
कूटे
coming on
जाएंगे
out.
हार
सीधा.
You're wondering, are they gonna hit? Or they're not
अरे
gonna hit?
मतलब मजाक नहीं उड़ा रहा बस गाना
Maybe
बहुत
picking things
मस्त है
up
वो वाला
here.
अरे
समझ
इसने
रही
This is a good
मुझे
start that you
क्यों
need
याद
for
दिला दिया
DRX.
भाई?
Just a
तेरी
you know,
शहर में
call
है
that doesn't go
बज
Talon's way,
रहा
really,
था. अरे
grouping up over towards
चुप
all
रहो
A.
तुम, चुप रहो. याद
And
मत
DRX
दिलाना
up
आगे
to
से.
guts all the way to B.
मैं
Sometimes that
खा
does just
रही
happen,
हूँ
especially
यार,
on a
मैं
map that you
खा
don't
रही हूँ.
really have a lot
इसने
of
याद
historical
दिला दिया
research 'cause
यादव
it isn't
ब्रांड
played this
सॉन्ग.
stage.
पिटोगे तुम, पिटोगे बिल्कुल. कुछ नहीं है,
Guys.
आप सिस्टम पावर डाउन में हैं. यार फिर भी फैन बेस तो है यार.
Interesting mid-window
उनके.
sheer for me. Don't want to get
मैं नहीं हूँ,
touched
मैं नहीं
upon
हूँ.
by
मैं
the
जस्ट बता रही हूँ.
pistols
मैंने देखा है, मतलब
in
कुछ
a bit
कुछ
of a
रील्स.
B-walk.
Because of the early pressure, they're not actually scaling forward at all in A, though. Just have them hung back. But you can see, I mean, with Talon
आप
kind of getting
सदमे
in a
में तो
position
नहीं
here to
चले
beat
गए
Sutton,
दुल्हन
anticipating
जी.
this to be
रेना यादव
दुल्हन
की
जी
दुल्हन.
ठीक हो
ठीक हो
will
आप?
also lead to them potentially tripping that sheer if they go on walkabout.
It's going to be interesting to
कर्स
see how
एक्टिवेट जैसा तो
Flashback is
लग रहा
going
है,
to
बट
be
ये
pivoting around
पिस्टल
the map.
राउंड और
In a
इको
little
एंड
bit of the
इको राउंड है.
collected effort
कुछ
with the
नहीं
team, the
कह
autonomy
सकते.
and the utility as opposed to a Cypher. Now
That
you've
mid-walk.
got that mid-walk.
Try to trap him in, but he doesn't
अब
just
मैं
have a
इतना
sheriff
सारा
behind
खाना
this, so
कैसे खाऊंगी?
not like it's going to be any kind
इतनी
of
भी मोटी
guaranteed
नहीं
kill
हूँ
for
मैं.
him. Flash confirming some presence, and well, finds the first, looks for the second, gets it.
हाँ
Find a
जी,
bit of
मैं
damage there
मौज
on the
में.
perimeter, but
क्या
cannot secure
बात
that kill.
है?
So Sheriff does get
आपका
collected here
नाम
for
क्या
time.
है? रेना यादव
Any more
आपके
kit
मतलब
value, any
दूल्हे
more kills
हैं,
found, and
तो
that's gonna be
दुल्हन
some
का
damage
नाम
to the
क्या है?
economy.
It's probably the best weapon that you would give over, though,
Oh,
right?
for sure. But it can be put to
Oh.
use
ये
just like
लोग
that.
गोल्ड
Okay.
That's a
गोल्ड
bit more
की लॉबी
firepower
क्यों
now on the
खेल
floor.
रहे हैं? ये
Guardian
गोल्ड
there
नहीं
for the
है यार,
taking.
रेडिएंट है सीधा.
रेडिएंट
Winning this out.
रेडिएंट्स के
Losing
बीच
it
में
thrifty
ये
here,
मैच
this would
है
be
प्रो लोगों के
devastating.
बीच
Pretty
में.
much GG
कभी
go
कभी
next.
लगता है
Free
कुछ
doesn't
टीम
volley,
का
and the
गंदा
poison
मैचेस
cloud.
देख
Hey,
के
you
कि
don't
आप
use 'em.
विटनेस कर रहे हो. गोल्ड
No setup on
रेडियन वर्सेस गोल्ड हो रहा है, ये
those.
तो
To
रेडियन
delay,
वर्सेस
still
फ्लैट हो रहा है,
stop, but
बट
you
यहाँ
don't
पे
wanna peek
सारे
because
लोग
now they couldn't have
रेडियंट्स
given
ही
over
है.
these weapons. Spot out on the one, Ty going to be eating a bit of damage. He and Primi both low. There's the finisher. Swing out, gets the spot. Kunman holding his own. We'll go ahead and gun down the remaining two players. So
9-5
avoiding
देख रहे हो?
catastrophe. Guardian does get collected, so the most important weapons still carried over here for DRX.
Now is the time for Talent to get the weapons in their possession as well and start to come up on this defensive side.
वाओ राउंड बहुत अच्छा
Flashback,
खेलते हैं.
hitting some shots where needed. As I said, I want to see sort of what the differences
कुछ
do look
भी हो
like and how
सकता है
they're
इधर कुछ
piloting
भी.
this
अभी
vice
हारने
for-
वाली टीम भी जीत जा
Flash even
सकती
for
है,
a little bit
जीतने
of
वाली
early
टीम भी हार
information
सकती
towards
है.
A-Long. Seen a lot of teams that do sparingly use the vice on this map. Sometimes used for that, sometimes for the garage awareness as well. It's going to be a quick one over towards A to gain a little bit of this sewers control that they can
रीना यादव
toy with
काफी ज़्यादा वो
the
रियलिस्टिक नहीं हो गया.
Estrella has been killed in this map so many times in just some very unfortunate ways.
Good little poke and prod.
कहीं रीना यादव का नाम क्रिश तो नहीं?
लग रहा है.
Big opener here for him. Flashback showing some face forward.
एक
Outside of B, sonic sensor there in his face, still going to be uncleared. Not sure if he got close enough to even hear it. Operating a player down, and a lot of their scouting util now gone. Got a tripwire just here in front from Jit Boys, who will make a quick little appearance.
ओ
That's gonna be
केस
another
फिगर
kill
के
found as
तू
Spring
मार
does
दिया
get
भाई.
dropped.
So far so good on this bonus round. The anti-bonus for
रिहान
Talent.
है. अच्छा क्या बात है.
And it just gets even better.
वेलोरेंट से नाम अपने उनका दिया है रीना या रीना मतलब
That should
आप
pretty
क्या
much be
खेलते
this
हो
one
फिर?
done and dusted as, yeah, flashback.
आपका भी लाइक यादव
Can do
लग
nothing
जाएगा.
more
कौन
but
सा
make it
एजेंट
a
आपका लगेगा?
non-flawless round. Talon will hit double digits. DRX 5 rounds behind.
It's going to make things very difficult for DRX if they do lose their fade nice and early on, right? Because one of those differences
आपका नाम
to
अच्छा है.
Dsouza is you don't have that deeper
दिन की
scanning
शुरुआत.
ability. The
साइफर. ओ
Prowlers are going
वाओ
to be
यार.
utilized here to remove a couple of those
यार
bottom
मैं
trips
पहले ना
or get
सोचती थी
trips in
साइफर
towards the
बहुत
sites, and
वो
if
एजेंट
you
है.
don't have
ट्रिप्स
access to
वगैरह
them,
टूटते
you can
रहते थे
fall
तो.
prey to Jitboy's setups. Gonna have to see
फिर मैंने
Estrella
खुद
be,
खेलना शुरू किया.
I'd say a
तब
little
पता
bit
चला
further
कभी
behind in the
कभी
pack,
साइफर
but
बहुत
he has
गोटेड
been,
एजेंट है.
and he's still just removed from the equation. Double digits for
मैं
Talon
मेन
now.
साइफर. क्या बात है यार.
DRX. Don't want to see this one go to that third
बहुत
map in
मतलब
Lotus. Want to
जिसमें
close this
ब्रेन
in
लगता
too.
है वही एजेंट चुना है
Get
आपने
that
भी.
champ spot secured.
क्या बात है. रीना और साइफर की जोड़ी सलामत रहे. लेट्स गो.
Low up here inside of the smoke. C connector.
कभी दूसरे प्लेयर
Net
ने
going out,
नहीं
needing to be
लिया
removed.
एक भी
Cruise
मैच
out.
में
Trying
इंस्टॉल
to
ऑफ.
counter spam them.
क्या बात है.
TP's forward, gets the spike planted, and can just TP right back out.
मेरा तो अलग अलग एजेंट खेलते खेलते दिन
That could be
कटता है.
critical here for them.
DRX
Similar
में
flashback
आज
one.
लोगों को
It's gonna be able to have that
डाउन
steel
कर दिया.
garden.
ऐसी टीम के सामने हारना नहीं था.
Drone leading out of garage.
पहला मैप तो जीते वो लोग
Maybe a triple approach here
13-11.
from Talon as they try to go on the
टफ
retake.
कंपटीशन रहा होगा
Paranoia
क्योंकि
now has been
13-11
used.
क्लोज है बहुत.
As they are really looking to try to find
एक
their way
और
out
राउंड
to the
निकालते
open.
तो ओटी चला
And it's
जाता
looking
पूरा.
good for him as Ty collects 3. Nearly has them lined up, but Talon will just mow them all down. 2
First
players
टूट गया
surviving.
गाइस.
They stopped
DRX जीतने
DRX
वाले.
in their tracks. A great retake, a great crunch.
पहला मैप
100%.
तो जीता है. आई
That's
थिंक
them now,
लोटस
2
होगा अभी.
rounds away from sending us to Lotus.
डिसाइडेड.
It's always going to be a risky thing when you
नहीं
try
होगा
to
अभी.
win your way in
साढ़े-
towards a site.
साढ़े
and try
3
to
बजे
play
तक
a
लगी है
bit
ना
of a
ये.
5 versus 5 post plant.
नहीं
Specifically
इनका
when you
थर्ड
don't
मैप
remove
जा
a lot of the
सकता है.
utility from your opponents, just the access that Talon
क्योंकि
still
पहला
had
मैप
available
DRX
there in that
जीती है.
post, coordinated too with the recon and the flashes coming out of the
Never
garage.
had been
Even the
I
barrier
ever
mesh
thought
technically
DIO
isolate
कभी
lock somebody in the
main
corner,
stack
but
के.
to no avail of that one comes out as success.
नहीं मैं
Talon,
मेरे पे इतना
very good
वेलोरेंट का
round to
फीट
come away
नहीं
with in
आता.
that
आता
one.
भी है तो
Against a lesser
कुछ
equipped
फॉरेनर
DRX
के एक
now in
दो
this
मतलब
round,
रील
they
आती
should be
होगी.
cementing 12.
लाइक कुछ यू नो
So
उनके
many
फनी
outfits to
फनी
work with here.
टीममेट्स के कॉम्स
It's
कैसे
Annihilation,
ऐसे
gonna be
रील्स
lobbed in,
आते
looking for the pull.
हैं.
This is
वेलोरेंट का
Fahad
इतना
double
नहीं
take,
आता है
however,
यार
Autobot,
मुझे.
they find that kill. Estrella dead as well. Freeing is desperately trying to find anything, but he can't find anything at all. And that now leaves Flashback all alone, tucked away here, just at the bottom of window. And that will be
12th
Ty
match
finding a third.
point.
It's another flawless here for Talon as they get
ये तो
themselves
उल्टा
up to match
पुश कर
point.
रहे हैं.
DRX
ऐसा ही होता है.
would need
डोमिनेट कर
7
देना ये
in a
लोग.
row just to take this into overtime.
अगर DRX का इसी में कमबैक
even
हो
with
तो
all
ये
this
लोग कम
dominance
पुश
from
करना
Talon,
शुरू कर देंगे पूरा.
It's only been just that one timeout from the first half.
Yeah, I mean, do you put yourself in the angle and the mindset that it's well, we just got smacked on the map, let's reset over towards Lotus. I mean, you're still
ये
good,
DRX का
a
map
crack
पिक
at the
था.
rest of this map, but the way that Talon are just
Rena
navigating in the
Goddess might be
space that they're
better one.
finding, and the slow pace into the fast pace.
Empress.
especially on that attacking
Rena
side as well.
Empress always.
No answers that DRX were
Empress
able to
Rena.
establish. Could be the last round in this map now. any kill, you can neural theft out and secure the rest of the information too. Potentially a world in which Flashback and Hyunmin, or Australia and Hyunmin, can combo a couple of these ults to peel away with rounds.
Not sure if Mako had got a spot out there. A shot.
कोई ना मैप भी है ना.
Relocate anyway. As Cruz is going to be walking.
इन लोग का बैरियर भी इतने अच्छे से लगता है. हम लोग का टेढ़ा टेढ़ा हो जाता
Some
है.
good success when it's used in bind showers, for example. A couple of nice plays, but a bit unorthodox on Haven. Marco, that is a position that he likes to play. See if they'll clear it.
और करो.
Right now is no, and this could be absolutely their undoing. Smoke out, however, they might just make their way in.
दो मार दिए.
Potential for that backstab as a spike gets
लग
planted.
नहीं भाग गया.
रेना यादव का बच्चा what?
This B site.
हाय आंटी जी हेलो. आप बेटाओं की बेटी हो.
क्या हो रहा है?
आप बेटाओं की बेटी हो क्या बुलाओ? हैं? बच्चा अच्छा बच्चा लिखा हुआ है बेटा है क्या बात है क्या बात है आपके प्रॉपर्टी में क्या क्या आया फिर है भाई पूरी
फैमिली लेकर घूम रहे हैं
प्रॉपर्टी में क्या क्या आया रिवर वेंडल आया और क्या क्या ओजी प्राइम वेंडल आया प्राइम फैंटम आया और क्या क्या रिवर ऑपरेटर आया बेटा प्रॉपर्टी में आया कि नहीं आपके आप कौन सा एजेंट मेन करोगे हैं आप कौन सा एजेंट मेन करोगे शेड्स तो नहीं सारा जमीन आया है बहुत सारा जमीन अच्छा हमें लगा पूरा मतलब वैलोरेंट में जो भी ओजी स्किन है वो सारे मतलब पुरोनामी वगैरह सब आ गए आपके गैको मेन क्या बात है क्यों आपने लाइक अपने क्या बोलते हैं पापा से नहीं सीखा डुएलिस्ट और जब रिपोर्ट होते हैं पूरी फैमिली
you overlook the angling crews that they probably don't even know that that's where he actually came from. Gets the kills.
आपने डुएलिस्ट नहीं सीखा आपके वो पापा तो रेना यादव है रेना खेलते थे डुएलिस्ट हैं
You need to be so consistent now.
सब डुएलिस्ट ले लेंगे तो बाकी कौन खेलेगा बात भी सही है यही मैं सोचती हूँ इसीलिए मैं भी केजे वगैरह यही सब खेलती हूँ
And they still just have rifles in play. They're gonna have a lot of
guys सब लोग लाइक कर दो पूरी एक फैमिली आ गई है डिप्टी भी वही है अपने पापा के गोदी में ही अरे ऐसा मत बोलो रितेश ऐसा मत बोलो अल्टीमेट
रितेश अंकल शट अप अरे
गाइस सब लोग लाइक करो क्या देख लियो भाई ये डीपी देखो सेम वही नाम की तरह ही है भाई बहुत ही बढ़िया खत्म हो सकता है ये पूरा बट
Gunman going to be good for one with the judge crews. Primi one apiece. Flashback,
however.
Keeps him in with the player advantage as he finds the 3K and a
3v3.
We'll get the final to get them over the line. Improvements here from TRX. This time 2 players surviving.
DRX.
इतना कमबैक तो नहीं होगा मैप भी होगा ही होगा यार
ओटी जाएगा
versus 5 right you could hold it and have a close a big ultimate round rather to close out the map. You have seen in the past a couple of teams get complacent, right? Something that comes to mind, the 12-3 that we saw the other day gets into the overtime. You can't just think it's one round, guys. Let's just close this map here.
इधर से अगर कमबैक हो गया ना बहुत बड़ी बात होगी DRX के लिए 5 राउंड बैक टू बैक आपको जीतना पड़ेगा ओटी ले जाने के लिए सोचो अल्टीमस किसको सपोर्ट कर रहे हो DRX को क्या
Start getting that ball rolling in that direction, but we'll get shut down.
Already got freeing that slotted down all of Suez.
हाँ DRX को कर रहा है यार DRX अच्छी टीम है इनका और PRX का कितना वो मैच आज जीत या हारे यार टैलेंट तो कल से वो लॉक्ड इन है ना कल भी तो इनका मैच खेला गया था अरे बाप
some assistance as flashback Oh, he holds his
नाइस
own.
वन यार, फ्लैशबैक बहुत अच्छा खेल रहे हैं। ऑल टाइम सेव तो
Swings
सैन
back
है
over to
यार
connector.
ये।
Dies, and this time
यार
it's a
सेंटिनल का
flawless.
मैच सुबह
Yeah,
साढ़े
from
5
2
बजे होता है,
to
सोचो।
1 to 2 to 5, but the
एक
flawless. I
सुबह
mean,
साढ़े 5
take
बजे
that for
मैच
what it
है, आई
is. This is
थिंक
the
संडे
big
को,
all-round
इफ आई एम
for
नॉट
Talon now.
रॉन्ग, या फिर
Continue with the idea of
चलो
an
मेरा संडे
operator
बर्बाद
in
गया।
play.
संडे को आई थिंक साढ़े 5
And, you know,
बजे
a good decisive blow. A
चैंपियंस
good
में
start
मजा
to the
आएगा।
round
तब
could get
पेरिस
them the
के साथ
victory
थोड़ा
here,
टाइम
but they
वो
just need
करना
to
है,
make
आई
sure that they are
थिंक
still
तभी
all coordinated
अच्छे
and
टाइम
all
पे हो जाएगा,
aligned
दिन के टाइम
and not
में,
giving
EMEA
DRX
टाइम
too
जैसा हो
much
सकता है।
space. Back to the standard protocol of things on a map like Haven. Get that Sova over to A-Long, get that dart out, the grab net combo as
हैं,
well.
डेडलॉक
Then
पे
he's
भी
got
लाइनअप है।
Annihilation instead.
हैं?
और क्या,
The deeper lobby one.
Yeah, not able to find anything there.
pull
Still,
them
though,
to
a
the
lot of aggressive
tree.
space gonna be
मेरा
taken.
अल्ट में नथिंग हियर
Just a
आता है,
ton of control for Talon with the high forward
नथिंग
as
देयर
well.
ऐसे आता है,
They're in
नथिंग
window.
देयर।
बाउंस बैक भी
Spring
होता
in
है।
a very rough position.
मेरे तो मुंह के सामने से
Similar
भाग
to
के
Primi.
निकल
So
जाते
looking to try
हैं,
to hold his own alongside
जहाँ
Jit
पे
Boys
मैं
here on the site.
फेंकी
That's
2
gonna be the first
कदम
step.
दूर हो
Freya
जाते
gonna
हैं,
be
बच
taking down the
जाते
spike
हैं
now.
अल्ट से।
Noted. Jit Boys toggling the gamut. Freeing is able to fight his way
कल
out
जो
of the
मैंने
spawn.
देखा केजे
Finds
के अल्ट को
Kahlua.
इतना नर्फ करके रखा
Do they
हुआ
need him
है,
on the site for the pit?
Oh, but
किसी
Mako
भी
आजकल
नेट
तो
विस्फोटक
haven't been able
चीज
to find
से
a
वो
good amount of
फूक
damage here,
जाता
but
है।
Flashback
लॉकडाउन
once again
डिस्ट्रॉय।
trying to be the hero. Swings in.
हाई
Realizes
ये
फ्लैशबैक,
होती
Shiro with the classic. Able to find one. Trying to get the right
लॉक इन
click.
हो गया
Let's
भाई,
flash
आप तो नहीं
हाई
back.
छोड़ेंगे।
फ्लैशबैक
Standing
क्या
tall
हो
once
गया?
more.
ओ
Another
माय गॉड,
multi-kill
गुस्सा आ गया भाई,
round to
गुस्सा।
go back
आप
to
आप नहीं
battle.
छोड़ेंगे भाई।
फ्लैशबैक अकेला खेल रहा है,
He's certainly
23
delivering in
किल्स
the
पे पहुंच गया
required
है,
scenario
विनिंग
for
टीम से
DRX to
ज्यादा
keep them
फ्लैग।
afloat
He's a
here.
lobby leader now.
भाई
Primi
बहुत
here,
चलो
getting the damage. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, well,
भाई,
freeing
क्रेजी
that
राउंड
pit in that sort of
अकेले
position
तो
might
निकाला
be
उसने।
needed, but the steel garden
अकेला
gets ripped
खेल
down,
रहा
the
है।
flashback through
हेलो
the steel
बहन।
रेना
garden,
यादव
Phoenix
की
wind
बहन
up,
है।
managing to get it.
मेरे
रेना
फेस का
यादव
फोटो
को बोलो
And
जरा
just by the
रक्षाबंधन,
timing has the
मतलब
gun
अभी भी
removed
थोड़ा
as
बहुत
well.
चल रहा है, राखी
Unfortunate
मेरे को
for
बांध के
Talon,
थोड़ा
could have
गिफ्ट
got the
विफ्ट
job
दे,
done there, but for TRX, I mean,
बहन बना
मैं-
ले,
it's not over
फिर
just
मैं
yet.
वो
3
दुल्हन
rounds
जी
to
को
go.
भाभी
These
बोल
last
पाऊंगी।
couple
बैक
rounds
टू
are
बैक।
starting to deliver the series.
और इस
And
सेज
the
सेज की
gameplay that we were
पीएफ
really
की
hoping to
है,
see that
सेज
we
की
were
पीएफ
getting
की है, सेज है,
from
सेज है,
Bind,
क्या
but
बात
that
है,
is a
सेज
good
मैन को
start here for
सल्यूट।
Talon to try to close things
हमेशा
down. Still
हीलिंग्स
have
होप
Hunter
आप
Fury in the back
सबको
pocket.
देते
You're
हो,
one away
ऐसा
from
नहीं
another
कि आप
dimensional
पॉकेट
drift,
सेज बन
another
गए
hero
हो
theft.
किसी के,
It's Marco again,
सबको
though, but
हीलिंग
he's been
दिया
having
करो।
a real rough go
क्या बात है,
at just
सल्यूट है सेज
navigating
मैन
kills
को
on this
सारे।
map.
भाग भाग के आते हैं
Hey,
भाई,
lost your
बी
smokes
पे
as
हो,
well as
लोग सी
DRX.
पे हो,
Yes,
ए
you've still
तक
got
भाग भाग
freeing
के आएंगे
alive for
हील
a
देने के लिए।
cut through B
आई नीड
site.
हीलिंग सुनते ही।
Toxic screen and a Sua's approach
हाँ, ये
available,
सब
but that's not on a site
तरफ
itself.
से इंक्लूडिंग रेना
Makes things
यादव सब
quite
प्रियंका के
difficult
भाई
when you
बहन।
can't zone in towards the site now with the
भाई
steel garden
ये
that you
रेना
could
यादव को
potentially do
बोलो
in
जरा
towards,
राखी
you know,
वाकी
B
बांध
side
दे,
or
अभी
get
भी
garbage in
अगस्त
towards
का
C.
महीना चल ही रहा है यार, गिफ्ट भी देना पड़ेगा।
Throwing the try to check out into mid, but doesn't go deep enough to actually spot the forces here of DRX. So they are able to try to push forward with Primi here on this hard angle.
और
He does
कितने
not
रिश्तेदार
have an exit strategy.
हैं,
There's no
दुल्हन
fake
से
fracture
मिल
form,
लिए,
but
उनके
he's gonna
बच्चे
be
से
looking
मिल
to try to
लिए,
take them
बहन
down.
से भी मिल लिए।
Yep. Estrella's just donk walking
और कोई
right
बाकी
there
है?
into the site.
अंकल, आंटी,
Freeing
फूफा,
now dead. A relay bolt does go
खाला
through, and Hyunmin,
और कौन है?
he's got a ton of work to try to do, but Tai is there from the back angle.
पता
Shuts him
चला
down.
इनकी वो गाड़ी वाड़ी भी
Flashback
आने
once
लग
again
गए
has to be the hero,
फॉर्च्यूनर
this time in a
और क्या?
4K with 20 seconds remaining.
रहना
in
यादव
the
मजा आ
की
जाएगा।
फॉर्च्यूनर।
Talon have finally done it.
रिश्तेदार नहीं है, अच्छा
They will extend this series.
वो
Not
तो है,
going
बट इट
quietly
इज
here
फन
into the
यार,
night.
फन।
13-9. They take
W
down
यार।
DRX on DRX's pick of
क्या
Haven,
बात है।
and that means we're going
रेना
to
यादव
Lotus.
जी रेना
Trading
खेलते हैं,
out
उनकी
the
दीदी
map
डिसाइफर
choices
खेलते हैं,
here.
बच्चा
This
के
one
को
it starts
खेलेगा,
a little bit
बहन
closer
स्टेज
with
में ने,
DRX
क्या बात
getting
है।
those rounds in a row, right?
पूरा
Four
आप लोग
before the
5
ultimate
मैन
close.
स्टैक बन सकते हो,
That
पता है।
first half though, really, just
बस एक
such
स्मोकर
a
की तरह।
commanding difference
या फिर
from Talon
इनिशिएटर
there
की मैप
compared
पे
to the
डिपेंड
last
करता
map,
है अभी।
compared to what we're seeing from
इनिशिएटर तो
DRX's
गेको है,
ability on that attacking side as well, just not able to give themselves some space in a map that a lot of people just have questions on. What does Haven look like for these two teams? They don't really play it. We've seen it, what, once from DRX? And even then, it wasn't, you know, really
Guys, सब
that
लोग
good,
फटाफट
right?
फटाफट
So
लाइक
a lot
कर
of
दो।
adjustments there that Talon just formulating really great
खत्म कर
ideas,
दिया
really
क्या
good
टैलेंट
reactive
ने?
positions as well. and everyone really firing.
Map
in this
3v
map.
होगा,
DRX,
guys.
as I highlighted Marco, a little bit of a step back that can hopefully get back into some good shots for the next map of Lotus, because this is a very important
Flashback ने
series
बहुत
for
अच्छा
DRX. You win this, you're into champions. But for Talon, you win
कोई
this,
नहीं,
and your
आ
dream of
जाना,
champions is
खेलेंगे
still
साथ
in your
में
hands.
तीनों.
It'll just
कुछ
be
भी मैं आने
one more
वाला है
win
भाई
away
वापस.
if he can close this out here.
फुल स्टैक
चलो,
गेम
चलो
होगा,
फिर.
3 नहीं
One trying to make
सिर्फ.
that climb
वाह,
as they're here on the green light week. We'll see.
क्या
Talon
बात
जीत
है,
It's not gonna come
पूरा
easy, not
एक
for either
फैमिली
side
ही
here.
आ गया स्ट्रीम.
Decent enough effort from Flashback in particular to try to make a go of this recovery here, but it was just too far gone after that first half. Lotus on the horizon to settle it all. Everything still to play for both of these teams. We'll get into that map after the analyst has to break down Haven.
हाँ न्यूज़ सुनी है इनके भाई
Typical map handshake. I'll take your
Border
map, you take
police
mine, and let's
legi
just be
what?
on map 3 instead because
Wow.
that is where we'll be
दिल्ली में
going.
और
A
भी
confident win for
members
Talon
है
here, and
सबसे
especially
ज्यादा
since we
तंग
were looking
आपको
at
पर
PRX,
वो
this
सब
was their
बिजी है
map pick.
अच्छा
They
सबसे
had
ज्यादा
to have
तंग
something
आपको
planned over
कौन
here, but
करता है
Talon are
बताओ
proving that the confidence that they found in stage 1 on this map is still there.
Yeah, I mean, very, very impressed by talent on this map. I think their composition suits them very well, and they understood how to play it. But more importantly, I felt like they were popping this time. They could match what DRX were doing in terms of firepower, and just seemed to be able to find all those
सबसे ज्यादा
answers,
तंग आपको कौन
especially in
से
that
फैमिली
first half.
मेंबर
They
करते
were
बताओ
so dominant.
उनको
Yeah, I think for
कस्टम पे
DRX,
भिड़वा
they
देंगे
didn't
क्या
really
बोलते हो
have that outstanding performance to get them off to a
System
good
1v1.
start that you saw
क्या
from
ये
Youngmin.
डरते
They
हैं
definitely
क्या
weren't winning as many thrifties and as many swing
यादव
rounds.
की
So I
पूरी
think with this
फैमिली इधर
commanding
डरते
performance
हैं
for
क्या
Talon, I really feel like this series could have been 2-0 if there hadn't been
पूरा
as
यादव
big of a
ब्रांडी आ गया
performance for
सही में
Youngmin and some thrifty wins for
दिखा
PRX in that first map. So look, we'll see who actually
गाना
ends
तो
up
बजना
taking
ही
it. We
चाहिए
have to
यादव
go
के
through to a third here, but I think for Talon, a little bit of vindication there. And once again, a very well-rounded performance from everybody on the team. Jet Boys topping the board there. This is not the Privy show, guys. This
Yeah,
is
it's
not
not.
Privy and
फ्लैशबैक ने
friends. This
अकेले
is a
में
team of players that can
280
all
ACS
pull their way.
The problem is that
23
we look across to the other
kills
side of
बाप रे
DRX, and you have Mako all the way down there. Right at the
Double
very
digits
bottom of the
ACS.
scoreboard. We
इनके
know
वो
this is huge for
DRX
Mako.
के एक दो
Mako is
प्लेयर
an
ने ये मैप पे
incredibly
अच्छा
strong
नहीं
player.
खेला
We've spoken about him for years now. Everybody knows just how scary he can be, but didn't find his footing at all
Guys,
in this
come
map.
on, सब
And
लोग
that's sort of
like
the issue
करो
we're seeing with DRX is if they're not able to keep up in firepower, you know, they were able to do it map 1, but the second map, when that's not there, is this the kind of scoreline we're going to be seeing?
You can tell from that round on C Long.
हेलो क्या हाल है राम राम जी आपको भी राम राम कैसे हो
Mako is not the IGL. There is no excuse for not putting up the numbers here. You have him below
आपका नाम
Australia in
मतलब
terms of
कैसे
fragging power
पढ़े
on his signature
गुडगाम
agent. That's not going to be good enough to get you through to champions.
Yeah, no, definitely not, especially since this match is just so
हार गए
important for
आखिरकार
DRX. They
ये
win
लोग
this, and they can
DRX ने
qualify
यार
for
अच्छा
champions
तो
right
खेला
off the bat. So
और एक
losing that
और
map,
एक मैप
that
है ना
definitely had to get to their
हाँ
heads.
और
I
एक
mean,
मैप तो
और
बाकी
एक
है
और एक
a
मैप
lot
है
harder if they lose this. They go down to that lower bracket. They have to
Lotus
make a run there in order to try and secure that top 4 placement. So definitely not where you want to be, and especially not with that level of teams.
आप
Like down
कहाँ
there,
से
though.
हो
And
जी
Talon was just on fire at this map. We have some
बहुत
clips right
लाइक
now,
हम
and you
लोग
guys
ये
wanted to
राम
point out,
राम
for
ये सब
example,
बहुत
just
कम लोग
how
बोलते हैं
brilliant they actually were on this map, especially
Yeah,
this round
the
5.
Stinger Rush were very NA pilled over here, but in
हम
fact, what we spoke so
गुड़गांव
much
आना
about how
फिर
DRX
बोलना
were
ये
able
बात
to get
डरता
the
कौन
better
है
of
अरे
Talon
सीरियसली
on
मत
these
लो
live
यार
rounds. Now on this round 5, Talon flip the script, win one of their own with the Stingers, and really build momentum from there.
And you can see down there at the
शांत
bottom of your
शांत चेक
screen,
में लड़ाई मत
wins
करो
against
शांत रहो
every
सब
क्या हुआ,
Korean
क्या
team
हुआ?
on Haven now that they've taken down TRX. They also did
सभी
take
लोग
down
अच्छे
T1
हैं
before
सबकी
this. So
रिस्पेक्ट
every
करो
Korean team in the
आखिरकार हम
league
लोग
in the
इंसानी
last
हैं
4 matches of Haven, Talon has
सबको
taken
मिल
them
बांट के ही
down.
रहना है
And
कि नहीं
Jet Boys
बताओ
was the standout on the Cypher. This was the best game
लड़ाई
I've
वो
seen from
क्या
him
होती है
in quite a
दंगे
while. He's
बोलते हैं
actually
क्या है
been one of Talon's weakest fraggers, if not Talon's
दंगे
weakest
हो
fragger,
गए
even behind Cruz
पंगे
at
हो गए
times. So
ऐसे
I think to see him step up on the
और बताओ
Cypher,
आपके यहाँ
on
पे
Haven,
क्या बोलते हैं
very,
फेमस
very
क्या है
much needed, seeing that,
खाने
you
में
know,
गुड़गांव
someone
में
like Kai
रहते
has
हैं
had
यार
to go
उधर
back onto that
उधर
controller
तो
role and
मतलब
not
क्या
put up
बोलते
as
हैं
many
बारिश
numbers
हो
for
रही है ना
Talon.
इन दिनों
Jet Boys was there to fill that void.
Yeah, for sure. I think Talon fans maybe were a little bit uncomfortable seeing Ty going back to the controller, wondering, is this switch up really going to work? Especially since they were working into a groove that was going so well for them. But Jet Boys proves, hey, guys, relax. we
बारिश
got
हो
this,
रही है ना
no
हाँ
matter
मैंने
what comes
रील
our way.
वील पे
You know,
देखा
I was
है
nervous
बहुत
for
बारिश
sure.
हो
I
रही
think
है
swapping the roles
बनारस
like
पे
that
भी हो रही
definitely
है
scared me when we've been so
हमारे
used
इधर
to
तो
seeing
मौसम अभी
Primi on
धूप है
that
सुबह
deadline,
बारिश
and
थी
Ty, of course,
थोड़ी
doing a
देर
great
पहले
job on the
क्लाउडी
Zolas.
वेदर
But
था
I
ऐसा हो
think
रहा
this
था
map showed them that they're still able to be flexible, and especially when you have someone like Jit Boys popping off again, it just shows
गाइस
how
सब लोग लाइक
incredibly
कर देना
talented
ठीक है
this talent team is across the board. All
Talented.
5 players. Nice.
Talented.
Talented.
Very talented. Yeah, both of the Sentinels were fantastic. Even Flashback, he was having another one of those games. Unfortunately, the game was already lost by the time that he was. But similar to that RRQ game, this guy on the Vice, he just wins you clutches. He impact rounds, multi-frags in the post plant. You can tell positionally if he's
रेन
completely
मेरे दोस्त
surrounded and
रहता है
he's
वो
got
बोल
some
रहा है
cover to
घूमने
play
जा
with.
रहा
He
था
can
लेकिन जाने हाँ
anticipate
पूरे
exactly
सड़कों में
when
भी
and how
पानी
people are
बहुत
going to
ज्यादा
peek him and easily
दुकानों
complete
में भी
these multi-frags and
घुस
just
रही
decimate
है
any retake
पानी
attempts.
मतलब
Oh, absolutely.
दिख रहा है रील
Flashback
मुझे
was that guy for
हमारे
DRX
इधर भी
for this
वही
map,
हाल
right?
है, जब
Even
जब
with
बारिश
Flashback's
होती है वही
performance,
हाल है।
unfortunately, it wasn't enough. We did see a little bit of that comeback
रास्तों में
coming
पानी
in, and
भर
I
जाना।
thought that like, okay, Talon just needs one round. Here we go again. But
अंडरपास
fortunately,
खड़ा हुआ
Talon
है,
was
पर
able to
होगा
pull
ही ना,
through.
बहुत
We
रिस्की
are
होता है,
moving
स्पेशली जो
into
लोग
map number 3.
टू
We are
व्हीलर
moving
लेके
into
जाते
Lotus
हैं
now.
ना,
What are we expecting
कहीं पे
here?
भी
This
आप फ्लड
is
में
going
देख
to
नहीं
be
सकते
for
हो कहाँ पे
DRX. It could
खड्डा
be
है, कहाँ
champions,
पे
and
क्या
for
है, कुछ भी
Talon,
नहीं देख
it
पाते हो,
is
बहुत
that
रिस्की। और
chance
कार
to
ले
keep
जाने
this
वालों
alive.
के भी
This
टायर
is
वगैरह
such
फंस
a
गई,
big game. One
पानी
map
ज्यादा
on
हो गया,
Lotus
कार
to
तो
determine
डोर
if
तक आ
DRX
जाती
is
है,
going to
एकदम
be able
पूरा
to
लेवल।
overcome what they failed to do
दोनों
in
को
the
अच्छा है,
last stage. They went
अटैकिंग
to Masters
डिफेंडिंग।
Bangkok. They
एक
missed
को
out on
50
Toronto. That would have been
75%
bitterly
62%।
disappointing for a team that won
Yeah.
kickoff and has been incredibly
100%,
consistent all year. This is their
75,
chance to right those wrongs.
But I gotta say, I think
50%
both these teams will be happy with Lotus as a map 3. You can see here,
ये
100%
सारे
win rate
सब
for both of
एजेंट्स
these
75%
सेम ही
teams
है।
on the
अटैकिंग
side of Talon. They've been playing that double duelist,
है,
Privy and
जीतेगी
Kai.
लगता है,
Got
देखते हैं
1-2
अभी।
punch right in your face on DRX. A lot more standard, a lot more simple, but they are running that vice.
Yeah, and I think that Talon, this is very, very fresh in their memory. They went up against Noshim
लोटस पे तो आपका
on this
फेड और
map,
रेस का
and I
कॉम्बो
think
बहुत
that,
अच्छा है
yeah,
ये पे डिफेंडिंग
they
में।
crushed it. Yeah, absolutely.
I was
And
crying. Chopra was crying. We were
हेलो
hugging
मित्र
each
राव
other. We were
साहब का
sobbing.
छोरा, आइए
no!
मित्र,
Were you
कैसे
crying
हो?
like tears of like ramen soup or
No, that
something?
was straight,
Oh.
bro. I don't
बोला ही
spend as
था,
much time over at the Nong
कोई
राव
बाकी रह
साहब
गया।
जी,
But that's
Well, he's
a
he's
we're
inhaling.
derailing this. It's not
Yeah, no, I think
I
it's
was
still
टैलेंट
stroking
का
his
स्टेट
noodle hit
वे
match
मोर
on.
हाई
Sorry.
देन DRX, फिर भी
the
यार
images. Oh my gosh,
क्या
we're
पता,
going into
कुछ भी
Lotus, by
होता
the
है।
way. Erase. We are going into Lotus, and I think for both Talon and DRX, very strong teams to pick this map. I think fresh off of the Haven, definitely Talon has that momentum. I think they feel like they've probably got DRX figured out by this point, and DRX, they have to be able to bring it back. Can they do it?
I mean, I think Talon have been the better team this series. There's
Yeah,
no
for
argument
sure.
there. They,
100%.
honestly,
जय
they should
राम
have
जी
won Bind.
की,
They just need to
बिल्कुल
be that
जय
little bit
श्री
cleaner.
राम।
They looked very dominant on Haven. That comeback did start to come in, but it wasn't enough to scare me.
Yeah.
So right now, this is Talon's game to lose for me heading towards this map.
Should have is not good enough. We already talked about it. 2-13-11 losses on bind. If you don't get the W, sorry, but you're not going to champions. It doesn't matter if you were the better team on the day. And a couple of things went wrong. Maybe you got unlucky. The other team had a few things go their way. That's the nature of competition. Are you going to get the dub on this third map or not?
Yeah, and I think that for both of these teams, they definitely feel that pressure, right? It's just down to this one map, and after that map handshake, it comes down to a best of one on Lotus. So it's all gonna come to a head then. We're gonna go into a very quick break, but don't miss it when we get back. We're going into
Break.
Lotus, and we're gonna find out if DRX
ब्रेक आएगा अभी। वैसे आप लोगों ने वो महाअवतार नरसिम्हा मूवी देखी है? हाँ देखी है मैंने, कब की, क्या बात है, हॉल पे देखी है ना? क्या मूवी बनाई है यार, क्या मूवी बनाई है, गूज़बम्प्स है बिल्कुल। म्यूजिक वगैरह सब, एनिमेशन, म्यूजिक सब एकदम क्या बनाई हैं, बेटर देन। वो तो वायरस है यार, सैयारा तो वायरस है भाई, लोग उसमें रो रहे भाई। मेरे को तो असली गूज़बम्प, असली मतलब अंदर से एकदम वो फीलिंग आई है महाअवतार नरसिम्हा हॉल पे देख के। अभी महाअवतार परशुराम के लिए मैं वेट कर रही हूँ, वो भी 2027 में आएगा। वही ना, सैयारा मूवी यार ना,
छपरी।
लास्ट सीन देख के मस्त लगा। वही ना, चपरी मूवी है।
मैंने आज तुमको रील भेजी, उसमें तो मस्त दिखाया था। एक मोटा सा आदमी जा उसमें बैठ रहा है, 3 लोगों को बांध रहे।
दोनों का रिलेशन तो नहीं है, बट रिलेशनशिप तो मेरी भी नहीं है। वाह! वही सेम
जेनजी
राव साहब, सेम। और ऐसे मूवीज़ बनने चाहिए इंडिया में। पूरे वर्ल्ड के पास अवतार मूवी है तो इंडिया ने भी महाअवतार बना दिया है अभी। हॉल पे देखने का ना मज़ा ही अलग है महाअवतार नरसिम्हा को। ओपी मूवी है, बहुत बढ़िया है यार, बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़िया है एक्चुअली में। अवार्ड डिज़र्व करता है ये मूवी बहुत सारा। वो तो इस बार ही मतलब क्या बोलते हैं, थोड़ा-सा मतलब प्रोडक्शन में इतना ज़्यादा बजट नहीं था। इसीलिए मतलब असल में तो आप लोगों ने कहानी तो सुनी ही होगी, पढ़ा होगा। असल में तो कहानी उनकी बहुत बड़ी है। आफ्टर डिफीटिंग हिरण्यकश्यपु उनका मतलब क्रोध शांत मतलब दिखाया गया है कि प्रहलाद जी से मान गए, महाराज प्रहलाद जी से, बट असल में और ज़्यादा कहानी है। सनम तेरी कसम इस लेजेंड। हाँ, मूवीज़ तो बनते हैं यार। इनफैक्ट लैला मजनू भी अच्छी मूवी है। हेलो राहिल राव, कैसे हो आप? वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। क्या हाल है आपके? राम राम, कैसे हो?
लेट होगा शायद
massive
PRX का
on the
मैच है।
side of Talon sticking with this double
राम
duelist,
राम,
but I
हाँ
have
जी,
to
राम
talk
राम।
about Dai. Last time they played this map,
क्या
he
हाल है?
got
क्या हाल है
18 kills
आपके?
in their opening attacking half, absolutely dominant, and he's going to want to put up that kind of performance again today.
But DRX have already seen big performance from Hyunmin on the raise. Flashbacks being great
कितने
on
सब
Dice.
बढ़
I
गए,
really think Mako is
वो
the
तो
player
मैं
that needs to
हिसाब
step
नहीं
it up.
रखती
He's
हूँ
always
इतना,
so good on this
बट
map. This is a
बढ़े तो
positional
अच्छा है यार
omen
मेरे लिए
map,
भी,
and
आप
this is
लोग के
such
लिए
an
भी।
important match for both of these teams.
Oh, so important indeed. All eyes on the duelist, all eyes
1.2
on
हो गए,
Lotus.
1.3।
Our final map in this series,
आईडी
DRX
चेंज
versus
करके
Talon.
थक
Does
गया। अरे
DRX
अरे
make it
राव
the champions
साहब,
or
अरे।
क्या
can
बात
Talon
है?
stop them? We're gonna find out with Achilles and Komodo.
All down to this final map here in this
चल गाइस लगा
series.
देंगे, सब काउंट लगा
DRX
दे।
बट कोई बॉट
needing
सब
to
ना कर
recover
दे। हाँ
from the
वही,
loss
वो
there
सब
on
वो
Haven.
सब पे मैं भी
Both
वो
teams solid enough records here on Lotus.
असली है सारे आईडीज।
Talent.
थैंक यू सो मच राव साहब, क्या बात है, आपने तो
This
पूरा एकदम
is the second
माहौल
to
क्रिएट
last
कर
hurdle.
दी,
Be
माहौल।
one step away from locking up a position there in champs.
Utilio, let's see.
वो तो पता है
Zeta
अल्टीमेट।
right. See what Premi's going to be able to do.
Free.
Scan.
Spotted, but a little reposition. Just going to be the clone forward. It's going to be a fast hit now into the B site here. So wall does go off, so for now the spike going to be locked away.
आई होप आप लोगों ने मतलब वो नरसिम्हा वो सब की कहानी मतलब पढ़ के या फिर कहीं से अच्छे से देख के मतलब पूरा कहानी आप लोगों को पता है।
Good for one before falling. Keeps it in with a 3v3.
शुरू हो गई है यहाँ पे मैच।
Get the second pistol victory, but flashback has fallen. Kalua once again going
पिस्टल
crazy here
राउंड
with the
गया है
pistols and
टैलेंट के
Talon.
पास।
They start things off right
ओरिजिनल,
here
हाँ
on Lotus.
ओरिजिनल आईडी है।
Another pistol that they're going to be able to get. That's what?
4-1.
4-1. That is such a sensational number. Bine's just getting away from them with the
Nail से
rifles, but
बनाया
they pick
जाता
that
है
up
ना।
over on Haven, and now I look towards this map and Lotus as well to be something that, on one hand, DRX sitting back yesterday,
Talon का
chilling,
पिस्टल राउंड आ
watching the
गया।
game for Talon against Nongshim. It was the opening map of the series, and Talon kind of wiped the floor with Nongshim Red Force there. It was 10-2. Attacking side, destruction from Talon. So if they're able to echo that here again, I mean, could you imagine?
Oh.
There's a start.
And Premier just shrugging off that initial burst from the paint shell. Just to get onto the angle and finds the kill on the gunman. That stops him from orb collecting, from binding any value, from getting damage here for the rest of his teammates to try to play off him. He is just out of the round. And once again, it looks like Talent looking decisive. Quickly push their way forward onto C and have immediate complete control here of the site.
Good
नहीं पिस्टल में भी इनका चांसेस 75% था टैलेंट का भी
get that kill secured, but does do so.
और DRX का I think
unable
50%
to
chances
get the
है
shots
पिस्टल
across there
राउंड में
onto Primi. So just the one casualty. Talent, they can absolutely afford that. We'll go forward now into the
अभी
bonus.
टैलेंट का बोनस
One of the
राउंड
kind
है
of
और
drawbacks
इनका
that I
बाय
see with a
राउंड
lot
है
of people trying to adopt this comp that, let's say, PRX run, right, over on Talon's side is really utilizing the Yoru and its supposed job in the early game, right? Getting a lot of this established control over at A rubble, peeking out and getting out for a laboured C take. It's something that they do really well with something in Jing and the pivot with the satchels in towards the site and having the team kind of follow in behind it. It's something that I was really missing from Talon in the early onset of this map. Now they've actually figured
टेंशन
that out.
बिल्डिंग
They've
अप
done their
कोई
research,
ना
they've
यार
done the job.
मैच तो
And they kind
मैच
of
होता
have an
है
idea of what they're meant to do with the Yoru.
It's going to repeat this pistol. Eye out over towards C. Estrella's fully
Aha,
blinded
nahi.
up as he goes forward there onto the side.
ट्रेड आ गया है
Actually, flashbacks flash, so yeah.
ट्रेड
bit
हो
of a
रहे हैं
team casualty there. Xianmin on the dip in is able to only just find the one, but they're just spilling forward onto the site and getting cut down
1v3
one
हो गया
after the other.
दोबारा
Now pivot towards the A site. It's good call too. Gonna have free reign of plant. Get on Killua. They're closer to that nightfall.
गाइस सब लोग
Throwing
लाइक भी
now
कर
at
देना ठीक
risk,
है
as for the moment is not paying attention to this angle. We'll do so now, but knife out, weapon going to be redrawn, and Primi gets the spot out. So a team ace into a bonus conversion. Talon, they are looking hungry
बोनस
and
राउंड
primed
भी
for a
टैलेंट
victory.
ही
It's just
जीती
like
है
Binds. It is the pistol, the second round, the bonus. Then it was one, and then they just fell over.
Talon
No
form में
timeouts
यार
really to come. So is that going to be the start here yet again for just DRX to recognize what this attacking side is looking like from Talon? Yeah, the difference in it being it's a map that Talon are a lot more comfortable on as opposed to Bind, I feel like.
Well, able to get it done in a thrifty previously, DRX. So if they'll be able to find anything here, it's just going to be a spot on Namako, who's continuing to stick around with this Sheriff. Right up over the top of Mountain.
नाइस
Well, does get rewarded with some value.
ट्रेड आ
Boy's
गया
going to
है
fall, but Thai able to go ahead, push forward, gets the kill there. It's going to be 2 charges away from having his showstopper online, but Kalua now already with a Nightfall ready to go.
And Cruz is just going to be spotting out what's happening over at A rubble currently too. So you've got some avenues around the map as Talon. Do you want to stick and go hit C again? Do you want to pivot over towards A? This duel against Estrella is going to be quite pivotal if Cruz can get the haunt first. But it does confirm that there's only one player there. So as DRX, you should be okay that you don't really want to punch too
हेलो
much.
एप्स पगलू
Maybe now.
कैसे हो
Maybe
आप
try to
क्या
set up
हाल
bait
है
here.
राम राम वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम
Does end up backing away. Prowler not going to go deep enough to spot out anybody else.
Primi's gate crash is eventually going to expire as well. So he would have no escape strategy.
Sends out a bit of utility, but yep. Goes ahead, takes that. Nightfall now going to go forward, Estrella. Not just the paranoia, but got Thai swinging around the back, just chasing that one. Estrella does well to find Cruz at the same time.
3v3
Trying to give the rest of the team as much of an opportunity as they could possibly get. There's no deep push out of Mound, though. Unable to recover a weapon, so we'll just have to be a little bit of run and gun with the Stingers. As that sees, it's a grab and Thai. It's just trying to maintain control here of Rope. Loses it for a moment, but Kalua has the one
4-0
tap.
कोई बात
2
नहीं
players surviving. That's that 4-0 start here for Talon. Now this is where the wheels start to come off for them. That something tells me it's going to be a bit different of a story this time around. Talon.
कल PRX का भी ऐसे ही हुआ था
Invigorated after that victory on Haven.
कल
Yeah, I get those
PRX
vibes as well. They are just
अरे सॉरी
extremely
FNC का हो रहा
confident
था
at
ना
the moment,
FNC का भी ऐसे
especially
हुआ
these
था
rookies
सॉरी
too.
माय बैड
They are just being sent in to the right angles. Flashback is just looking the wrong way.
फिर बाद में जो
Pivoting
उन्होंने
around the
मारे
map
ना
quite nicely so far.
shots.
Keeping eyes interested over towards that C site, which is something that gets me a little bit interested too. Generally, you see a lot of those C spot jump spots. So no operator, nothing sniper-esque for Talent, but they are going to just send in the showstopper.
Caught a quick glimpse there of Mako, and ooh, maybe saw the head there for a brief period. Gets a smattering of damage through, though.
बढ़िया नाम ब्रो वही ना फुल जिम
Pain shells as well do get a tag. He's down to 50 HP.
Yeah, but it's just keeping interest over towards the C site, isn't it, at the moment? You're scaling up ever so closer towards this A site.
Tap is there. Thorn's going to be popped. Wall tripped by the clone. Talon for now held at bay as the wall comes back up. Gate crash in towards backside. Going to be a bit of a take there, but Cruz is able to find Mako.
Just dead at the backside of C.
Now it's the pivot here into B, and Hyunmin
Aha.
cannot line up that headshot. Too tiny a target, and Tai stays alive. 3v5.
3v5 हो
Doors
गया
still here
दोबारा.
on the map, but do you just make the call to save?
You might have to, but you kind of put yourself in as freeing.
In a rough spot, but with flashback falling, you absolutely need to bail out of this one.
2v4.
The kill on the Tide to do nothing more but stop it from being flawless.
Gotta push.
PRX, they are in such a rough spot now.
Gotta push that button. Gotta go for the timeout as DRX here. That's a couple rifle rounds that you've lost, and they kind of look convincing from Talon too. I was kind of wondering at the moment, what can Flashback do around that A site? What can he do to try and hold it down?
Still in risk, and given the way the Kalu has been shooting, I was say I'd be very concerned to re-pivot, and Estrella does hold his own.
चलो उनके
Gets rid
भी
of
दो
Primi.
बंदे ही.
But already, I mean, the economy is so ballooned here for the side of Talon.
Oh, they're drowning in cash. They are absolutely happy. 5
जिनकी
unanswered rounds on
बातें
this
चल
attacking
रही है
side
chat
for the great
पे.
start. You know, over on Bind, we saw from DRX a 19 kill half from Hyunmin, right? It was so pivotal in just his consistency on that defensive side. And here, we're already seeing a couple of missed shots come out. We're seeing Marco still falling prey to these duels that he just cannot win individually with crosshair placement against these sharp players on Talon.
5-0 DRX का टाइम आउट है, देखते हैं अभी.
For a team like DRX, where your macro and your slow, calculated plays that have already always felt deliberate and measured and tempered, you are just getting out-called at the moment by Talon, who are sending in numbers, hitting their shots, rinsing and repeating plays that we've seen from them from yesterday. You just cannot win these opening duels. You just cannot convert in these fights, even in numbers, it feels like at the moment, for DRX.
यार ऐसे कंपेयर नहीं करते हैं.
Congrats on the 2,000 kills. but
सब जिम जाने
it
वाले
might be a
मेहनती
very
ही होते हैं
bittersweet
भाई. इतना
achievement here.
मेहनत करते हैं वो लोग.
You fall down to the lower bracket, get denied. Would otherwise be a guaranteed spot at Champions.
And if you do get dropped down to that lower bracket as well, you then have to play on the back of that Gen G RRQ placement, where they can get the better of you. You miss champs.
Yeah.
It is such a position for DRX here in this upper bracket.
Nobody wants to have that qualification out of their own hands.
Coming in as seed number 1 from that alpha group as well. This is a very important timeout that we need to see the result on in the round after for DRX when they get the weapons back, unless they thrift the heal.
They're going to see if they can, but Showstopper forward, and already the quick
so
trigger
bad.
there from
Koई
Cruz
दिक्कत
gets
नहीं.
himself out. No damage found from that Showstopper. Now the push getting ready to come through as Primi pops that dimensional drift, sprinting forward here onto the C side. Paint Shell's going to be let loose. Swinging around the pillar, getting the chase here. On to Bring, and that is Tide collecting the kill off his teammate's util, and now he finds himself a second.
क्या बात है W.
Mako dead, the late linger from Cruz still comes up with Valium, and as the smoke falls, Kalu nearly hits the spray transfer, but they'll just give Hyunmin way too many targets and try to pick from Ty with 3.
Nice.
It's halfway to another Showstopper, and that's Talon now up 6-0.
Again, the numbers together. They are just a fighting unit, getting those trades. DRX is not able to hit their shots. I love the duelists just getting into the action.
0-6.
Dying from Primi.
इनके वो हो जाए ना डिफेंडिंग आते हैं तो
Just
बढ़िया
very
लगे.
calculated in the way that
DRX.
they're trying to get in towards these sites. I mean, we saw it yesterday, right? Dai was just having an absolute jump around on the map, ending with 25 kills against Nongshim. A little bit more lifting from the rest of the squad in this one, an effort by committee. That's what we need to see from DRX now to get on the board.
Can they break that wall? Still 2 away from having the pit, 1 from the Steel Garden.
Leaving Marco by himself over at A Rubble. You got a bit of toing and throwing from Hyunmin to play Spotto.
Trying to clear that out. Paranoia is at the ready. The Steel Guard now forward here onto the B side. That completely opens things up. Shearwall trying to buy a little bit of time, but Estrella lucky to still have his head on his shoulders after that peak. Hyunmin around the back belt. He'll play off that anti-audio. Flashback storming forward. It's going to be able to find one, but Jit Boys comes up with 2 of his own. But it seems like overall, DRX will be able to overwhelm the forces of Talon. Now, need to try to avoid additional disaster. He goes TPing directly over onto the A site. For now, he will have these players separated.
Marco and Freeing, remember, on Haven, they lost the 2 versus 1 against Killua. They separated themselves. They were isolated duels. You cannot do the same against Cruz here.
You've got Freeing tagged down to 47 as well.
Good angle from
ये round आ
This is
सकता है
basically not
DRX
the
पे.
odds here in his
Let's
favor,
go.
but yeah. And he might just re-wrap back down through stairs. Mako, a brief consideration of it, but there's still so many angles that they have to try to clear. Is he within that smoke?
भाई
Is he
मेरा
backside?
chair
Is he a
अलग ही
drop?
नशे में.
Now they're trying to suss it out. The plant not formed here yet, but that jump absolutely is. But he's just going to be
1v1
sticking to the fuse. So even though
Defuse
Cruz
कर
gives it
दिया,
his
चलो.
best go, and it's
6-1
gonna be
क्या
a slight
बात
little
है
bit of egg on his
6-1
face.
क्या
So
बात है.
DRX find themselves on the board, but Talon still have such a good lead, and it's still so much damage dealt.
Late हो गया.
I don't think it was too scrambled though on their faces, Talon, in that round. They get in towards the B site. They see a lot of that just utility thrown their way, the nightfall that they have to get on through. They are blinded a little bit, and a lot of those duels together as a team, in amongst the mollies, in amongst the damage, and the trades coming through from DRX. You give it a good crack at the end for the 1 versus 2. And I was kind of looking at the availability of utility. Marco had the paranoia, had the dark cover, come online at the right time for a little bit of added protection on towards freeing. But that's just 1 out of 6 to tie things up here as DRX.
1-6 scored them. ये
Anything
भी
extra for
यार,
Talon just secures a
DRX.
lead.
पता नहीं क्या
And now as
होगा.
this Viper's Pit is online, you don't have a dimensional drift to be able to try and figure out where it is, but you do have a lot of this utility that you could try and toy with pushing freeing back. I'd say ill-advised.
Looking like it's going to be at least a re-clear of rubble. Gunman trying to jump peek here for them. Prowler going to be sent. As paint shells can be let loose. Paranoia is going to be exchanged. Primi swinging out of this smoke here. Let's get noted by the Prowler. Potentially saves one of the players' lives as Mako down to 28. Slowly drifts his way back over here onto the A side.
You gotta feel like with that pit over at the C site that it is setting up for an A ending.
Look at the lurk from Jit Boys. Okay, now taps the door.
Does it make you feel like it's a bit of a B split though with that door opening?
Potentially, but for now they do have Flashback in position to try to watch that B main entrance.
30 seconds left.
Gunman, however, starting to rotate back around. Is what?
Disgusting.
बाप रे.
How's he gone and got that? Still guarding, trying to shuffle them forward here
बाप
onto this
रे
A side, but
टैलेंट
Mako
वाले
is
क्या
just too
खेल
damn
रहे
low.
भाई. कैसे कैसे.
And I can't believe that Ty has just hit that. This gentleman now, work cut out for him. It's a high-low, and there is no hope in hell.
हाय चैट में अच्छे से रहो
Dial in,
प्लीज.
flashback will be good for 1. Question is, can he try to
क्या
slap his way
लड़ाई
out?
थी
Now
रही
he's
इनकी.
incommitted.
Remaining.
And against
भाई
Ty,
उनके
he's just
थाई
such
ने
an
पूरा
absolute
किल्स
beast.
निकाले.
Brings
4
out his
किल
knife
बाप
out.
रे.
A dagger into the heart is not going to kill this monster. He's immortal. It's a 4K from Ty, and it's 7 rounds now on the attack for Talon.
This is absolutely ridiculous to come out from him. I mean, I see a dark cover go towards the tower at the B side as well, and it does make you feel like it's going to be a bit of a B split, but that's just a pre-fire. He had no business in winning that duel as absolutely ridiculous, but it's not even just that. It's the follow-ups from him. It's the right positions. It's the right angle isolation with the team covering all the other angles as well. He's just individually having a map here, maybe even a series here today.
अरे कोई ना राहिल यार.
Time to shake up the
Ignore
Rookie
करो.
of the,
कोई
rookie of the
दिक्कत
Year
नहीं है.
conversation again.
Maybe.
बातें तो होता ही
Primi
रहता
trying to
है.
overstay on that paint shell once again. This time the shots end up going
पॉपकॉर्न
wide.
खत्म हो
Get
गए.
knocked down
थोड़ा
to 40
ब्रेक
HP,
लो
but
आता हूँ.
not to be overly concerned about that. Kahlua now forward here onto
Oh, they
the
don't
B
know.
site, and they don't know. Maybe a sneaking suspicion, but the players on C, certainly no idea here at the moment. Spring playing back.
अरे यार
Eventually got
लड़ो मत
striking,
टाइम आउट दे
swinging.
दूंगा
Doesn't
उसको
quite
भी.
manage to collect the kill, but still does get good damage onto the enemy
शांत
Viper.
हो जाओ. मैच देखने आए हैं मैच.
Nice, just gonna be waiting for that approach. Kahlua locks down
शांत
Waterfall.
शांत चैट शांत रहो.
And
शांत हो जाओ.
for all
Sean.
the thrifties that we saw on Bind, it
One
seems
me
like
run करो
DRX
वैलो
hit
में.
their daily quota.
ये देखो ये एलेक्स.
Yellow
1v1
Not gonna
करो
be able to
वेलो
find an
में.
ace.
वाह.
4K gonna be good
देख रहे ना
enough.
वैलो.
4K
They are just
उठा
running
रहे
away
टैलेंट
with
वाले
this
बाप
map.
रे. कैसे.
Finding the gap in towards the B site on an eco is great and all, but imagine if they had found that on a rifle round and how much of a just kerfuffle that would throw into the comms and comp of DRX. I really need to see them pick up the slack on this
शांत हो
defensive side
जाओ
because it's similar to
दोनों के
Bind. They're not
दोनों.
really shaking things up on the
लास्ट बार बोल रहा हूँ
defensive
मैं
side. It's
दोनों.
copy-paste
Ignore
time and
करो,
time
ignore
again
करो.
with a couple of these utility
एक
bits.
दूसरे
Ignore
को
We
करो.
haven't
इग्नोर
even
कर
seen the
दो.
season 8
कोई
combo
दिक्कत
really
नहीं
over
है.
towards
ठीक
A
है.
that they're going to
मैच
have
में
to do
फोकस
right now. Not playing
तभी
the
मैं
strengths to
chat
this
करूंगी
composition
दोनों
that they're
को.
running in with.
एक्सक्लेमेशन
Cruz
बैन
should be
एनिमी लाइफ टाइम. अच्छा.
And they're not even going for it. Just haunt. This is going to be a
गिफ्ट
bit
का
of a
ऑप्शन दिख रहा है तुझे.
TC
गिफ्ट ऑप्शन
scale
भी
up
होता
for
है.
Talon.
एक्सक्लेमेशन
Oh
गिफ्ट
yeah. Bring
यूपीआ ऊपर लिखा हुआ है.
into the smoke. Look at the
Oh,
jump. The
nice
defense come
one.
away with 2.
That's better.
Yeah, phantom things there. That completely shuts down this take and gets the nightfall out as
UPID
well. So
कौन
now
डालेगा
Talon trying to go
फोन
on a
में
pivot,
जी
kind of
पे
been sliding across. Not spotted here for the moment. Right as Cruz tries to go for some util. He'll lose his head. And this time
क्रिश को गिफ्ट बोल रहा गिफ्ट का
So
ऑप्शन नहीं
please
दिख रहा जरा बताना गिफ्ट
वो
ऑप्शन
क्या बोलते हैं गिफ्ट नहीं दिख रहा है तो यूपीआई आईडी ऊपर है जिसको भी सपोर्ट करना है करो मेरा मैं मॉनिटर के लिए जमा कर पाऊंगी
I mean, the kind of questions that I say right now is
One
that they have
रुपए
enough
भेज
still,
क्या वापस
you know,
अरे
Termi
अरे
and
रहने
such
दो
in
अरे
not using a timeout here in this first half, because then you just leave Talon to call them for you in the second half. I mean, that round gives you probably a sigh of relief that you've got another one on the board, but you really need to be angling for the next 2 rounds as DRX.
1001
Rifle
रुपया
round
भेज
here.
से वाह
For number 11.
Again, just some shots out, some early damage there on a Fring, has regen shield behind it as a little flashback. This time, they're sussing out the movements
1001
here of
तो मुझे
Kahlua.
दिवाली में भी नहीं मिलती भेजू क्या वाह
Oh, Fring, great movement.
नाइस
Transfer
वन
there on
यार
the Jit Boys as well. Once again, shut things down. Rips across these thorns a bit, eats a little bit of damage.
Value of the operator for Primi, not able to find the opener on the C line.
सेम
2 versus
मेरा भी
5. Just not given any angles with the refresh
दिवाली
of the
पे कुछ
smokes over
मिलना भी
towards C.
होता है हैं
Just a grab of the
ये
orb
कब
here
हुआ?
to maybe try to get dimensional trip on
दिवाली
the
पे
next.
कुछ मिलता भी है
Find some more value. And
मिलता है ना भाई डूज में मिलता है दिवाली की वो मिलती
हमारे
है
यहाँ नहीं मनाते
given the game state, what really else are you able to do? DRX will find their first consecutive round win.
Last round of the half
8-4
now, so
हो सकता
DRX
है।
as well surviving with the necessary numbers to make sure it's not a massive reinvestment as well. Have all of your weapons that you need to maximize your chances at making this an 8-4 recovery of sorts.
चैंपियंस 2025
And ultimate-wise, you don't immediately have to contend with a dimensional drift from Primi that could open up a lot of opportunities for them.
गाया
There's two away,
वेंडल
so
ले
they need
ली
a kill and an orb.
ऑलरेडी देख लो ना मीडिया सेशन
Not even given the operator here for this C little peek. That's Jit
बट
Boys.
कोई दिक्कत नहीं है गाइस आप लोग स्टिल
But
यूपीआई
it's the
कर
scaling
सकते
up
हो
towards this B side as well to remove this Vice utility to give yourselves just more options a little bit later on. Loving the quick adjustments
मेरी
from
प्यारी प्यारी
Talon.
मॉनिटर के लिए कुछ
recognizing
जमा हो जाएगा
Just similar things time and time again that DRX are throwing their way.
Attempt at a seize nade, but unfortunately it is the Yoru.
Get some damage to him though, 56.
Nade over towards Mako's position. Now repositioning here at top rubble. TP forward into tree. Maybe a bit of space open up there, but Jitboy's going to be noted on the lurk. Mako here at top rubble, able to find the one. Re-swings around the back. Showstopper somehow
Nice one.
not killing. Cruz does manage to actually win that fight back, but now
ओ
it's Primi by
भाई
himself.
जान का टुकड़ा ऑन
Trying to make this
टॉप
another 9 in 3
बिल्कुल
half.
जान का टुकड़ा है गाया
17 HP, almost certainly
फाइनली आ गया
makes this impossible.
फाइनली आफ्टर
now
वेटिंग
he's
फॉर
been
2
spotted.
इयर्स पहली
There's
बार
that
मेरे
player there.
स्कोर पे दिखा
90-degree angle on the left, so 8-4.
लाओ
Best
आईडी पास
possible recovery
शर्म है
available to DRX.
शर्म आ रही है
They
थोड़ी
managed to
सी
get
हैं
there, but again, these pistols have not gone their way, except but once.
Yeah. Some late
Team
awareness and
skin
recovery
है
from
और
DRX in
adept,
this one. Do
full
like the
और
repositioning
adept.
around rubble for them. Need to see how the
Guys.
showstopper misses. I mean, sometimes that
इतना
rocket
और
is
adept
just
हूँ।
weird.
It's a little bit broken on this map.
Yeah. But
और
anywho,
G2
8-4.
का
I
capsule
mean, you'll take that
बंडल
as DRX.
आई
You're definitely going to need the pistol and a good successive start. Maybe even the bonus round like Talon was able to
बस
do.
इतना अमीर बनना
But it
है
just
नहीं
feels
हो
like they're
यार
on the
मैं
back foot, similarly to Haven.
खाने
Just
के
not able
लाले
to really
करके
get a
कैसे
firm
नहीं
understanding on this defensive side on
20
what
रुपए
Talon's
मिले
throwing
हैं
your way and on the switch up as well. A little bit behind the curve. I'm expecting these aggressions to still
वो
come out
अलग
from
बात
Talon.
है
I'm
और
expecting them
adept
to
में
try and
दुख
maximize the
करती है
rotations
yes
between Primi
और adept
and the squad. So you really need to be digging
PRX
deep as
love
DRX on
from
this side.
USA क्या बात
A little bit, but scratch my head crazy if it's not with the way that they've been performing.
इनकी
in
तो
this map, the
ऑडियंस भी
last map
मस्त
as
है
well.
कभी जाना पड़ेगा लड़कियों को देखा होगा पक्का तुमने
Expect
सर
it to be
दौलत रहा है
a little bit of a slower thing from DRX, but we do get ready indeed for this half, this all-important pistol round. And it's the 4-1 stack over on Talon. They liked it on Bind. They're liking it here.
Two frenzies
फिर
trying
से
to make a go of
पिस्टल
this here
राउंड
from the side of
देखते हैं अभी ये
DRX.
वाला पिस्टल राउंड कौन लेके जाता है
Forward,
पिछली बार वाला तो
Paranoia,
टैलेंट
not
लेके
sent
गया
yet,
था
does get held on to. Skate Crash makes its way over into the defender spawn for Primi. Get themselves into a
VCT
forward spot.
जाते
They
हैं
might just still be able to go for this seat door crunch.
VCT जाने का वीजा लगाने का पैसा है UPI नहीं दिख रही है मेरी
Hyunmin dead on the entry. Jit Boys holds the door. Mako into the corner trying to stay alive. Doesn't manage to do so, but they're just going to overwhelm him very quickly. And just like that, it's a two-player advantage with no damage suffered here for Talon.
Yeah, the plant can go down for DRX, but you just don't have the numbers. And as you mentioned, the Thorns are there, and your own Mako is dead. You can't get in front of it. Now you question, is anyone actually on the side already?
चैंपियन पेरिस में चले जाओ ना
Pretty much about to be.
भेजाना 2 रुपया मेरे महीने की कमाई
तुम
डंकी मार के जाने वाले हो VCT में है डंकी मारने पे भी लाखों रुपए लगते हैं
रुपए नहीं डॉलर भेजो भाई डॉलर $2 भेजो $2
अगले VCT में अच्छी लड़की आएगी और तुम लोग वो क्या बोलते हैं लड़कियों वाला वो उसमें चले जाओ जहाँ पे SRG वगैरह खेलते हैं
Tries to get him in with an opportunity, but now it's all on Fring.
36 साल
36 health.
कवर
Got a spike in hand, but it's a high low to try to break. Gets a dink on the Primi.
1 साल की कमाई वाह
And he's going to be tapping the
मैं
corner,
देखा
trying
क्रिश
$1
to forward here. Finds the first.
वाह
The other, but the time is just not going to be there. Actually trying to stick for this one. Well, it's going to be up and over the top of Jit Boys.
उठ के आ गया चलो ये पिस्टल राउंड भी टैलेंट के ऊपर
Kind of just misreads it. Thinks maybe he can get away with the
जरा
plan.
डॉलर वगैरह UPI ID पे
Forward,
किसके
trying to
मारना
just maybe
मैं
get
भी
some
चेक
shots
करूँ
across
डॉलर
to the
कैसे
poison orb.
होते
Who
हैं
knows? But it's still another pistol to Talon.
Yeah, Jit Boys just 1, 2, 3, and then peek on out.
ये नहीं हल्का सा
When that
जॉइन
spike
बटन
plant's
दिख
about
रहा है
to go, it
मेंबरशिप
is
ले
nicely
ले
done. It gets a bit close at the end. I mean, Flashback maybe jumped in a little bit too premature. But I do love the call again from Talon on that pistol. 4 to 1, retake A if they go there. If not, take the duels, pivot accordingly. Sensational work.
Well, Primi once again having a little bit of a rough go early, but Haunt gets an immense amount of information. Plenty of reveals there. As triple push out of B main. Talon quickly piecing things together. There's no sheriffs behind this one. It's just going to be classics in hand. And Primi does manage to gate crash out towards back sight, but cannot make his way up the rope fast enough. So that could be a Marshall potentially recovered. Swing out. Going to be some damage dealt, and Hyunmin now does have that rifle in hand, but Jit Boy is able to avoid the first and the second shots. Flashback trying to hold the line here around the back flank. Does so. It's another headshot on the tie. Puts him to 35, and suddenly you have to be questioning if this round is in fact in Talon's hands. Strand trying to hold the revolving door, swings out instantly.
Nice one.
Down. 2 kills for him with the classic. Hyunmin not quite able to make a go of it with the Marshall, but the Guardian will be recovered. And there's that thrifty magic that's been lacking since Bind.
I've seen a little bit of that story before, that's for sure. Still feels like DRX have to read all of the contents instead of just the blurb here though, because they still do trail a bit, but that is going to reset things as far as Talon are concerned. Back to the drawing board on your back foot, a very big opportunity for DRX to start to get in this map, really. Pill for a couple of those guns at the end there as well, try and maximize your own economy. Essentially to come through from Talon.
ये एनवी का अकाउंट नहीं है नहीं मेरे अकाउंट 500 रुपए दे के लिए
हाँ 500 रुपए अकाउंट में डालने थे UPI ID नहीं दिखी थी मेरी देख रहे हो
अरे
हम फ्री में दे देते भाई UPI ID मेरी नहीं दिखी थी ठीक है यार
चिल्ड्रन बैंक्स ऑफ इंडिया उसमें से दिए
ओ भाई 3 मारे फिर से फ्लैशबैक ने क्या बात है तुम्हारा UPI ID कैमोफ्लेज हो गया है अगली बार दिखेगा वाह एक्सक्लेमेशन UPI में भी दिखता है
Captain Cruz just going to go down with the ship here, you would assume. Flashback, by the way, picking up the steel guard and going into the next round. That'll be the rifle round as Talon too. So if you want to have a get to the choke point and pop and explode play,
अब बताओ
that ultimate is kind of one of the ones that you do want online.
Well, for sure. You do have Ty, who's one away from having a showstopper.
किसको नहीं दिख रहा है बताओ भेजो पर्सनल में DM करके चैट ग्लिच हो गई है अच्छा
Imagine.
No.
Imagine.
It's already.
But imagine.
Nice one. क्या बात है DRX का कमबैक हो रहा है चैट क्या बात है
That's a happy little silver lining.
Tracking map बना दिया है.
I rate that as as a medium success.
6-9 स्कोर है
This
6-9
I really like the crunch play.
गेम
This
कब खेलोगे
a little bit less
बताओ
so.
तो गेम कब खेलोगे
If
देखती
nothing
हूँ यार,
else,
तुम
you
लोग
could
को
say,
पता
well,
ही
at
है
least they
मेरा
didn't peak
माउस
one by
पैड
one.
का
That
हालत
is
कल मीडिया
very
पे भी
true,
भेज दिया
but
था
I feel
मैंने,
like that's the
जो
wrong
हालत
team
है
we're
मेरा
talking
माउस
about in
पैड
that
का,
sort of
कुछ
scenario.
उससे होगा
Anyways,
तो नहीं लग रहा है मेरे को।
we'll throw that under though. Talon now
यार
gonna
यार
have
एक
those
माउस
guns
पैड ही
back
तुम
in
लोग गिफ्ट कर
possession.
देते।
Gonna be opting for a bit more of a
400 का
rubble
आता है,
contest. Look at this.
350 का भी है।
They got the numbers.
मेरे पास ऑफिस
They
पड़ा
wanna
है
deny this
ऑफिस
orb
वाला
fake.
पड़ा है ठीक है
So Nate out.
ये देख,
Knocker on the back, but do they read Cruz being up top of the box?
मीडिया पे जाके देख के आओ, कल
Football,
रात को ही
well,
भेजी
kind of
थी मैंने,
does, but
बहुत हालत
whether or
खराब है
not they
माउस
can
पैड
मैं तो
की।
50 वाला
stand
यूज
the
करता हूँ
elevation based on that, it's
अच्छा
going to be a completely different situation.
'Cause Marco
मैं
hasn't peaked
पॉलीथीन
yet.
यूज करती हूँ, ठीक है,
Now.
पॉलीथीन के
And he's
ऊपर
dead.
माउस
Yeah,
पे
he's
रखती हूँ और इसे एम करती
Again,
हूँ।
first.
आज मेन
Been
आईडी से
such a
आऊँगा,
rough
मजा
position
आऊँगा,
for
मजा
आएगा
आएगा।
losing
ये।
Marco
बैन
time and
बैन
time
हट गया
again on Haven.
हाँ
It's a
बोला तो
immediate
था इस पे
call.
मीडिया पे।
They find this kill.
हाँ देखा ही नहीं मैं आज
DRX
बिजी हूँ
मैं
सुबह से
गाया
for
भेजी, ये
talent
बोल रहे
read it
मेन आईडी
incredibly
का वो
well.
हो गया तो पार्टी मांग
Confirming
ली,
some
उसमें
information
भाग
with
रहा
the
है।
Arcros.
पॉलीथीन से फेंजिएम लगाता है, वाह
Glimpse. He challenges for that
यार
fight.
एक माउस
He is
पैड
in deep
लेना
now.
पड़ेगा, बट
Really
करेंटली
getting ready
जो
to
हो
swing
रहा
around the
डेप्थ है
side. And
मेरी।
yep, that is going to be the
मेरे
unfurling of
माउस
DRX
पैड
here in this
गोल्ड
round.
प्लेटेड है क्योंकि उस
Talon
पे
Gold
कैडबरी का
plated
फॉइल लगा हुआ
already
है
is clutch from
शर्म।
freeing.
अरे
Get
तुम
up to double
रहने दो।
digits.
Just
Empty
really,
6.
really good calls, really good awareness. You remove Marco from rubble, you reset, you pivot your players over towards the seaside on the expectation
दे
that
दो
that's
जरा
exactly what
दो
DRX are going to do.
3000 इन्हें
Falling on the back of some tendencies
दो
here.
भेजो यूपीआईडी
Doing all of your research as
DM
talent.
करके
ये आईडी ऊपर ही है,
You're looking
लॉल।
towards your sheets and you just know it's very successful.
Oh,
And that is
फ्लॉलेस
woeful
कर लिया
from
है,
freeing in the end.
कमबैक तोड़ दिया गाइस, देख रहे हो?
Double.
flawless, holding on to everything.
Can start to see the light at the end of that tunnel for Talon you'd expect here. in
4
this
बज
upper
गए ना
bracket
मैच
run.
नहीं कब स्टार्ट होगा फिर
Couple more rounds to go. Some access
7
in
बजे
towards
तक
some
जाएगा
ultimates
6
now
7
as
बजे
well.
तक मैच
And you start to get really,
PRX का अगर मैच होगा तो
really
भी
worried for DRX. You're feeling the pressure. Back to the little pistol stacking of 4 towards the C site and just the
भाग
one
गया
in
देखो
Jit
आई
Boys
टीम
over at A. Same util set across the map.
Couldn't get the orb contest outside of A, so it looks like this time it might be for C as Ty not going for it quite just yet. Seeing if anybody falls into this trap, and Flashback is getting closer and closer. Smoke dissipating. Ty there around the corner. Gets a spot out, and Ty wins the fight. Orb be damned, doesn't need it. Has it shows up online now. A little bit risky to try to send it with 38 HP.
Looked like the Prowler took a couple of crucial bullets.
Gets them slowed up here for the
चलो
moment.
खा के आता हूँ,
Sees it
बाय
towards drop. Does get a grab
Bye.
there. For me, able to get away from it.
Not got a lot of access for any protection on the site though for this post.
दो लोग फंस गए
Marco spotted, repositions here towards top rubble, but there's the haunt
भाग
reveal.
गया
And there's the clear out from Jit Boys. Swinging out of stairs, Seal Garden now going to be invested. The weapons taken away.
2v4.
Classic in hand here for Hyunmin.
कैसे
Freeing tucked in. The top of this rope. Weapons now recovered.
Fight हो गई
Crossfire
खत्म
set up. They're able to find the first, but can't get the spray down. And Jit Boys from around the back. He's got the closeout.
खत्म ही हो
Talon
गए
so close that they can taste it. 2 more rounds. They're keeping themselves in this upper bracket and sending DRX
10.
down to the depths.
Oh, they are
6
smelling the
level.
success here. That
नहीं हो
is
सकता
for
भी comeback.
certain. Another buy round of
Not
course for
possible.
them. Just methodically together as a unit. Always together, always with the trades, always with the right players at the right position on these flanking spots as well, it feels like currently. 11 rounds achieved for Talon and a timeout
टाइम
called
आउट
from
किया है
DRX
DRX
here. And this has to be the turning point for you guys on this side. Otherwise, it's map gone.
It's a pretty big deficit from now. Let's
हेलो
run this one
नियो,
back.
क्या हाल है,
Saw them
कैसे
get up
हो?
to 9 on Haven. That was the most that they could muster. Just not seeing the consistency and performance from players who have been so consistent for them.
Yeah.
Mako having a rough go. Hyunmin seemingly peaking in the first map, not being able to find that same form. It's
बढ़िया
costing them
बढ़िया,
dearly.
क्या बात है?
And on the flip side as well, Talon, right? They're still showing us their huge successes in the 5 versus 4s. Why they are the #1 Pacific team in 4 versus 5 conversions as
हेलो
well.
चेतन,
Very
क्या
rapid
हाल
together,
है?
all switched on.
Welcome to the stream. कैसे हो?
They are and have been the real deal. Feels like a lot of this is going to be very much leaning on flashback with
अभी
the
तो
steel
इतना
guard and trying
possible
to
नहीं लग रहा है
bring the
TRX का,
weapons
but
down to
कुछ भी हो
parry.
सकता है VCT में.
Stingers, Phantom, and a Sheriff for flashback. And players spread around the map at the wrong spots. If there's any sort of A rubble contest that Talon can throw one out to draw your attention over towards that A site. Got to be a situation as well, though, for DRX that they cannot just sit pretty and wait.
Time to jump.
Actually, DRX getting all of this A rubble control. Primi.
Swinging around to the opposite side of the smoke here, trying to see if he can disrupt them, and he can. Finds the first. Drops a spike there for a moment, gets plenty of information, but already hot on their heels are the remainders of Talon. Flashback, nothing going to be found there on
Match
little
point
flank
लग रहा है
angle.
इस
That
बार
means
तो.
the steel garden is now out of play.
Spike planted.
Same for the pit, the two tools that we would really like to try to utilize to swing around like this. Slow approach though from Talon, really taking their time, thinking about how they want to get through this one. They just get into tree for free. It's all players from DRX stacked up at backside. Swing out,
Nice.
quick peek from Hyunmin, able to find one.
3v3.
Nades off the corner. Stopping that angle approach here for a little bit longer. It's Mako swinging. Double face, however, is there, and it's going to be Kahlua with 3. Chit point
Match
for the other.
point.
The timeout, not
आगे
able
हम
to find
लोग
it.
match
Come on.
point पे
Getting
क्या
close, but just enough.
Oh,
As that is the defuse found. DRX. They need 6 in a row to try to take this now into overtime. Close, but not close enough.
you got to be kicking yourselves as DRX. You think in that 3 versus 4, there's silence in the site. You're setting yourselves up for the maybe hold. There's some utility there, but it's just the shots. It's always been the crosshair placement of these Talon members. 0.25 to get the job done together as a unit. And it's a colossal force at the moment. Talon, 6 series points.
Crunch attempt outside of C.
Scaring DRX back.
They're able to avoid it. Tap at the door. Boys just making some noise. Right now, for the moment, seems like DRX maybe looking to try to push their way forward here towards B. Prowler quickly going to get cleared out. Just the one weapon firing off, but already you've got the call to try to reinforce this position. Double push up towards upper.
You can try and look for an avenue for the Steel Garden as flashback, but it's the timing at C-Mount. They spotted him.
They absolutely have, and they have outdone him. Cannot get those shots woven through. Cannot be sneaky enough. Ty collects them all the same. Bring now forward onto the A site. Can give them a pit in the post plant, but the dimensional drift is online. The Nightfall is there.
Gonna have to use the pit here as freeing. You need some protections, and your team almost just needs to stay around the site, establish a couple of crossfires together.
Just the one player.
Fight
Out
करेगा.
towards rubble. Shifts over to tree. And watch that back angle. Dimensional drift now goes through. Primi looking to get all the info for him, and that is going to be the Nightfall. Connecting on the 2. Showstopper out. Hyunmin does manage to make that bank right off the top of the box. Finds Kahlua. Primi at the same time exiting. Gets rid of Mako.
DRX फॉर्म
Boys
में
now
आ
with
गई.
everything to do. And he's going to be dinged right to the
2v1.
corner. And taking down the nothing. The decay not even really mattering at this point.
एक HP का बचा. एक HP.
Spring will drop the pit. Looking for the closeout and will be able to find it. DRX able to
Nice.
hold on by a
7
thread, but
12.
still needing 5 rounds consecutively.
The slight investment from them with the pit, but such a successive factor for them in that round, a required one. They weather through the dimensional drift and the Nightfall. Hyunmin uses the showstopper. That one apparently works instead of one that explodes at your feet. So just showstopper things.
Yeah, it's just Lotus things.
Yeah, 1 out of 6. It's still a marathon to be running here as DRX, though. You still got to be balancing out and surviving with a lot of members and keeping a bit of this control in your economy too. If you can win this round, you've still got another attempt at a buy from Talon next as well.
Freeing is about to be under a ton of pressure here. Prowler spots him. They are ready to just scale, distracting him. And there is the clone to lead the way, to block the bullets. They get away pretty much scot-free. Another great early advantage here as Flashback just rigging the wall. Pops at it B, but cannot really stick around. Jit Boys just kind of backpedal.
Oh, that's
Really going to be collateral damage. Is
ट्रेड मिल
going
गया
to be
है.
a good amount of damage out here on device.
yeah, sure.
Flashback holding forward, flushed out though. Cognizant of this in such a surprising way is Talon. It's a great read. Marco now once again trying to fight forward, but takes a bit more damage than he pushes out. This paint shell going to be lobbed in. Marco, oh, decayed down to one, and Kahlua just a little bit faster. Try to save their lives. Estrella needing to do so much, but he cannot make it happen. The diffuse is there, and Talon have got it done. 2-1.
Let's go, guys. PRX
down to the lower bracket.
They're keeping everything in their own hands here.
जीत गए talent,
From
क्या
yesterday's
बात है.
victory against Longshim Red Force to today's against DRX. This team that we hear be very vocal about making
बाकी
it to
talent वालों ने
Champions
दोनों मैच जीत लिया
2025
है.
are one
क्या बात है
victory
W.
away from having that
मुझे
opportunity
1 मिनट
to
देना मैं आ
getting
रही हूँ.
to the biggest global stage of this year.
Not what I
And for
exactly
Frost, that has got to be
expected.
a damn
हमारे
cathartic
JC team में
feeling.
बहुत ज़्यादा.
What a victory here for Talon. The pride of Thailand holding their heads high, looking electric, taking down the #1 seed from the opposing group and doing it in fantastic fashion.
No, they're looking great, man, honestly. Just a team that has accelerated time and time again throughout the group stage in this stage of 2 into the playoffs yesterday, today. They want to keep this ball rolling.
They absolutely do. Still not done yet though, Talon. They need that last step, that final hurdle to jump. And if they can get over that, get into that top 2, then Champs Paris will absolutely be theirs. And potentially even the Pacific Trophy alongside it. We're going to send it down to the stage show with Jen standing by.
And see you in Japan, Talon. Hector, you know I like to stir shit up, right? Anything you want to say?
Oh, that's me that stirs shit up. Oh, that's nice. No, I just had an intimate moment with the Korean fans, right? We love each other, so this is how we show it.
That's it. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Job's not done.
All right.
We still have to win one more, I believe, in order to qualify for champs. So that's going to be tough. I don't know what's going to happen the next game. I'm quietly hoping T1 wins. However, I'll be completely honest. We always here root for the best for PRX. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Thank you.
No
Well,
problem.
the interview was for crew, so I'm going to have you over here. You okay? All right, I'll make it quick. 프로스 감독님께 오늘 좀 하고 싶은 말이 있냐고 했더니 방금 한국 팬분들과 굉장히 친근하고 가까워지는 그런
अच्छा
경험을
खेला talent
겪었기
वालों ने.
때문에 또 한국 팬분들 응원해 주셔서 감사하고 사랑하고 그리고 이제 아직 또 해야 할
뭐
일들이
없는-
많이 남아 있잖아요. 챔피언스에 가려면 도쿄에서 이제 한 경기 더 승리를 해야 되는데 다음 경기 T1이 솔직히 개인적으로 이겼으면 좋겠다고 얘기를 하지만 페이퍼렉스도 응원한다고 얘기를 하면서 쿨하게 이렇게 떠나주셨습니다. 자, 그리고 오늘 승리를 거둔 탈론의 크루즈 선수 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 승리 축하드립니다.
कुछ तो बोला, कुछ तो
GG's
बोला.
and congratulations, Cruz.
अच्छा,
Now, first
congratulations
of all,
बोला.
you guys are heading over to Tokyo. How proud are you of yourself and also of your team? 먼저 도쿄행 비행기 티켓을 거머쥐게 됐는데요. 너무 팀도 자랑스럽고 스스로도 뿌듯할 것 같습니다. 소감부터 들어볼게요.
Like I said, I'm just really glad that we improved and we put in a lot of hard work. I put in a lot of time with the boys and seeing them play from day one until now, it just makes me feel very proud. And I don't really mind that we're going to Tokyo. Obviously, it's a good thing. I'm happy about it, but it's all about like the work that we put in and it's actually translating. So I'm really glad. And like Hector said, job's not done. We still have champs to go. So it's going to be fun and hopefully we'll show our best performance there.
이 로스터로 정말 첫날부터 굉장히 열심히 했는데 얼마나 빠르게 발전하고 성장했는지 이 경기 결과로 보여드릴 수 있어서 너무 기쁘다고 얘기를 하고요. 그리고 사실 크루즈 선수가 생각하기에 결과도 결과지만 이렇게 좋은 과정을 함께 만들어낼 수 있다는 것에 큰 의미를 두고 있다고 얘기를 하면서 그리고 아직까지 또 챔피언스도 진출을 확정 지어야 하기 때문에 열심히 하겠다고 그렇지만 선수들 모두 너무너무 자랑스럽다고 얘기를 했습니다. 자 그럼 오늘 경기 좀 각오가 남달랐을 것 같은데 경기를 앞두고 팀원들과는 어떤 얘기를 했는지도 물어보고 싶거든요. Elephant in the room. What were the talks before the match? What was the mindset?
I didn't really get good sleep, and the boys as well, probably because we played yesterday. So I just told them just try to keep the energy up. I was trying really hard to just lighten up the mood. We just
अरे
focus
वाह
on
ये
the mood,
चाइनीज
and
मस्त
we
है
know how to play the game. Let's just not
ये
kill
भाई
it when
इसको देख
we're
लो
down. And I think that really
देख लो guys,
hyped up
देख
the
लो.
boys, and they pulled through. And I'm really proud of everyone.
पकड़ा
어제
गया है
경기를
पकड़ा
치렀기 때문에 크루즈 선수도 그렇고 팀원 모두가
टाइटल
좀
अपडेट कर दो
잠을 많이 못 자서 수면 부족 상태였기 때문에 어차피 우리 어떻게 경기를 해야
ये
하는지
चाइनीज
그리고
प्लेयर
어떻게 하면 이길 수
चाइनीज
있는지를
प्लेयर या
이미
किसी
알고
और को
있기
देख रहा था
때문에 팀 분위기에 신경을 쓰자라고
राइट
얘기를 했고 크루즈 선수도 스스로 이 팀 분위기를 위해서 많은
देखा
노력을
मैंने पूरा
경기 내에 해줬다고 얘기를
लमाओ
하고요.
क्रिश
그리고 분위기가 침체되지 않도록 다 같이 정말 좋은 분위기를 끌어내기 위해서 그런 팀 에너지와 분위기에 집중했던 부분이 또 굉장히 잘 통했다고 얘기를 합니다. 그리고 오늘 경기 끝나고 나서 이제 프로스트 감독도 크루즈 선수에게 축하한다. 드디어 DRX를 상대로 승리를 가져갔다라고 얘기를 해줄 만큼 DRX를 상대로 0대 5의 상대 전적을 보여줬던 탈론인데요. 크루즈 선수한테는
कुछ
특히나
नहीं
조금 더
देखा
의미
किसी ने
있는 승리 같습니다. 어떤 의미인지
देखा भाई
그리고
सब
어떤
देखा
감정인지 들어보고 싶네요. I saw Frost saying, "Hey, congratulations! Finally, you get to beat DRX." I mean, the head-to-head record in Pacific was 5-0 DRX up. So, what does it mean to you to finally be able to beat DRX?
टाइटल अपडेट
I'm really glad that we improved. That I proved that I could bring the team
कुछ नहीं
where
देखा किसी ने
I
वाह
wanted to in the beginning.
हाँ
It's
हो
been a
गया
long ride, and we finally beat them once. And they are a really strong team. I respect them a lot, so I'm really proud to win.
드디어 이렇게 좀 DRX를
बहुत लेट
처음으로
हो रहा है
그리고
क्या
이제
फिर
막
भी ये पैसिफिक वालों का
상대로
मैच
승리를 가져가긴 한 거지만 그래도
टाइम
얼마나
से
साढ़े तीन
ज़्यादा
का
잘하고
था
ले
있는지
रहे हैं वही
보여줄
ना
수 있어서 너무너무
अभी और
행복하고
4
기쁘다고
मिनट है
얘기를
ना
하고요.
4 मिनट
DRX라는
इसका
강팀을
इनका ये भाषण
상대로
खत्म
승리를
होगा फिर
거둘 수
वापस
있어서
5 मिनट का वो
다행이라고
लगेगा
얘기를
ब्रेक
합니다.
लगेगा
많이 더워하고 또
सबको
몸은
आने वाने
좋으니까
में सेटल
빨리
होने में फिर
보내드리도록
6 बजे
할게요.
मैच
이렇게 해서
खत्म
크루즈
होगा
선수
6 6:30
만나봤습니다. Thank you, Cruz. I'm
ऐसा
gonna let
करके
you
वो
go now. GG's.
मैं बस में हूँ तब तक ये लड़की बोल देगी वाह
हाँ हाँ यही बाकी
ओ PRX वाले स्टेज पे बैठ गए क्या बात है
Welcome to Tokyo Talon Esports. That was incredibly well fought from the whole team
ये क्या टिप्स
against
देने हैं
DRX. The first
हाथ
time in
मिलाने
Pacific
आए
history that
टिप्स देने
Talon finally gets to beat DRX.
I mean, this Talon team are the real deal. They came in today
DRX
looking so strong against Nongshim
DRX
and
के
now
entry में
continued that
grand.
to take down the Goliaths of DRX. In my mind, they were the much stronger team today, even across Bind where they didn't even manage to win. I think this is a very scary team moving forward.
Yeah, I could kind of tell they landed on something
Guys,
special after
सब
their
लोग
win
like
against
कर
Boom.
देना
I thought that they were
फटाफट
top
से
4 now that they
PRX को
have. I
सारा
called
good
them the
luck
top 4 after their
अच्छे से
first
खेलें
series, and I honestly, they really haven't slowed down since then. So one series away from going to
एक सेकंड
champs.
ना
I
मैं
think it
मम्मी
is
को
very realistic that this team actually
ठीक
makes
है
it there. They are looking in hot form. For DRX, is a
होगी ना
disappointing
होगी
game. It has to be said, particularly from
Guys,
Marco.
तब तक
This
like
might be
करो
one of his
चुपचाप
worst
एकदम
series in quite a while. He's not
लाइक
even
नहीं हो
doing
रहा
the
तुमसे
IGL
भाई लाइक
duties,
करो
and he really
फट
just did not put up the numbers when it was needed today. And that was honestly a pretty big difference maker for me, because Hyum and a flashback were both fantastic. Free did his role, but Talon were the better team overall. The lowest fraggers on this
लाइक
team
नहीं
only
हुआ
with
तो एनवी का टकला टकला हो जाएगा
and Cruz,
हैं
they both put 40 kills together
नहीं
across
नहीं
3 maps, and Jip Boys was actually their best performer today. It has been one of their weaker performers, so
ये काम
they
बाकी
just
रह गया
have
मुझे
been an incredibly well-rounded team, and you can understand why. I felt like they were the
ये
better
काम
team
बाकी
on all
है
3 maps
बता
today, even though they only won 2-1.
Yeah, it's definitely not, we can't mince words here. Definitely Talon came, definitely showed their very best. And I just want to take a moment to glaze Cruz as well. Frost has been very vocal that there has been a turning point, and he's really been giving Cruz most of the reins.
Yeah.
And all of that hard work that he was saying in that interview, that's this, right? All of his ideas are finally coming into light, and he's really been putting the boys through the work, and they finally see the results happening on this stage.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we take a look at the, the player stats here, I think what's apparent to me is there wasn't any pop-off on DRX. Map 1, it was Hyunmin that got them across the line. Map 2, it was Flashback who kept it close. But on this map, nobody's really going toe-to-toe with their opposite number.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think for Cruz, though, it's great to see this guy get his flowers. He's been around in the TAC FPS scene in Thailand for even before Valorant came out. He's got a lot to deal with. He has to translate, be the kind of mediator between the coaching staff and the team itself. He's deep in the VODs. He's doing the IGLing. He's got an injury to deal with.
Probably a lot more than that behind the scenes.
This guy does everything, and the fact that he's able to bring a team to this level, to this caliber, from Thailand with a full Thai roster is fantastic. Match MVP will go to Thai, though. I mean, since going onto the duelist, this guy has been phenomenal, and it's been great to see him flourish as a rookie. If he goes international with the rest of talent and does some serious work over there, that's a Rookie of the Year contender for me.
Oh yeah, very easily. He did his job so well today. Also put up big numbers. I mean, you can't ask any more than this from your duelist, let alone a rookie who's so fresh to the league. And he went toe-to-toe against
clip मिल गई
You
मुझे.
know how great Hyunmin.
For being able to set him up for this kind of success, really able to build around him, especially as a rookie,
क्या
as we've
लिखा
been saying, right?
आएगी
Updates
फिर
to the
भाई
playoffs bracket, as you can
ये
see it
कब
right
डिसाइड हुआ
here. We can see
खुद ही डिसाइड
Talon
करता है फिर
sitting
बाद में
very,
बोलता है
very comfortably,
एनिविन ने
so
चैट
much more closer
में
to
बोला
Tokyo. Look at
ये
that view that they
बोलने
have over there, over the
अच्छा
Gala Arena in Tokyo Bay.
मैंने कहा बोला
They're already there.
चैट दिखाओ
They're
तेरी
ready
तेरी
to
चैट
play.
में दिखाओ
That
तेरी
is the
तेरी क्लिप
plane that
वायरल
they're
कर
on
दूं
right
बता
there.
अभी मेरे
They're
को पड़ी
flying all the way over there,
Grand
on
final.
the wings of Thailand, Thai Airways probably doesn't not
Shenzi
actually work.
हबीबी यार Shenzi
Probably some more
अच्छा जंजी तो
appropriate
चली
airlines,
गई
but I dare say that they're going to be happy they made it there, but that's not the main goal. We just heard it there from Cruz. We got it from Frost right
अनवी
from the
तू
get-go.
तो भाई है मेरा
Goal is champs, and I
क्लिप
think Talon are going to be able to do it back to back,
छुपा
but this
के
time in
रखना
very different
ठीक है
circumstances. Last time they
नहीं
barely scraped it in. This time around, they're going to very convincingly get it together, I think, if they do it.
Yeah, one win away now, as close as it gets. Unfortunately, though, for DRX, they are dropping into that lower bracket. Now their road to get a top 4 gets a lot harder. They're going to have to win more games against some really tough opponents down there. So nothing confirmed for DRX yet.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for DRX. We know that they are a squad that can qualify for these big global events. We know that they're a squad that can get this trophy, but it's just a much harder road from them. Can they actually stand up to that? Can they endure that long road?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's got to be rough when you're 5-0 in the overall series matchup. They're playing for pride. There's a lot on the line for both of these teams and the coaching staff in this game. There's nothing more, I guess, sweet for Talon to be able to deny a team that's denied them at every single twist and turn in VCT Pacific thus far a chance to go to the international event and fulfill their whole goals for the year.
Yeah, now they will be playing the winner of Genji versus RRQ, right?
Oh my god.
That's so difficult. That's
Yeah,
such a tough game.
100%. That's going to be a really rough matchup for whoever ends up in it. That's going to be the previous stage grand finalists, honestly, that they're going to have to take down to be able to make it to an international event, or unfortunately suffer the same downfall that they suffered trying to qualify over for Toronto. I think
अभी
it's
और
just going to be
कितना टाइम
incredibly
लगाएंगे
rough.
ये अभी
Only
भाषण
bangers here in
देंगे फिर
Pacific.
5 मिनट और
Only
लगेंगे
bangers.
आने
We've
में
been saying it the entire time. Every team that we have here in Pacific, they could probably do so
दो
well on
wingman
the
है
global stage. So it's going to be very, very exciting indeed. Congratulations to
क्रिस से एक
DRX.
स्पाइक
Their journey
प्लांट
is
नहीं हो रहा है
not done just yet, and congratulations to Talon for Tokyo. We have some special guests, by the way, in the
PRX
audience,
मेरे
and I
साथ
believe Jen
range
is standing
में
by with
warm
a
up
very
कर
special
रहे हैं।
interview.
बट रेंज तो सिंगल बंदे का होता है
안녕하세요, 유정현입니다.
아, 맞다.
오늘은 특별한 손님 맞이하게 됐습니다. 세이지 장인으로 유명한 그림님 만나보도록 할게요.
Grim,
와!
ah
Hey
yeah,
guys, it's Jen
Grim.
with Grim, known for his sage. Now, Grim, welcome to Korea. First of all, how's your stay been? Did you do anything fun?
सब एक साथ
Yeah, it's been
अलग-अलग
fun.
range
A
में
lot
वाह
of shopping, a lot of eating. Very, very good food here.
सबको
But it's been
उसने
very fun, yeah.
दिया है
오,
प्रैक्टिस
쇼핑도
के लिए या
많이
कुछ साफ
하고
सफाई
맛있는
कर
것도
रहे हो
많이
रेंज
먹고
में
특히
हैं
홍대 지역을 좀 자주
तेरे को एक काम
돌아다니고
दिया था ना मैंने
하면서
भुजिया ऑडियंस को
굉장히 좋은
इकट्ठा करने के
기억들을
लिए
많이 만들고 추억도 많이 만들고 있다고 얘기를 하는데요. 이렇게 퍼시픽 리그 직관까지 오게 됐고 약간의 드라마까지
सब
보게
लोग कोई बक्की
됐었는데
सब लोग बक्की
평소에
चलाएंगे
응원하는
एक भी
퍼시픽
बंदा मेरे को स्पैम
선수나
करते हुए
팀이
दिख गया ना
있는지도
देख ली
물어보고 싶네요. So here you are. We're welcome to the Pacific venue. Is there a Pacific player that you really like to watch, or you really like to play with maybe in the ranked?
Yeah, Jing. Jing's very fun. Premi, of course. Premi's very nice. Yeah, those are my favorite. Probably, yeah.
Did you get to play against any of them in ranked?
मैंने उन
No,
सबको
they got on
20
later.
बार
Jing
मारे
almost, but I got off right before he
पोछा
got on.
पोछा पूरा नहीं
Hopefully, though. Hopefully.
थोड़े नए हैं सिखा
찡
दूंगा
선수가
slowly
플레이하는 걸 너무너무 보고 싶었고 평소에도 참 좋아하는 선수라서 그래도 여기 한국에 왔으니까 좀
Grim
아시아컵
guys,
하면서
Grim
이
के आपने
선수들이랑
मतलब
같이
सेट
상대로
वाल तो
경기를 할 수
देखे
있었냐라고
होंगे
물어봤더니 근데 찡 선수가 로그인 하자마자 이제 그림
कुछ तो
선수가
बोल रहे,
로그아웃을
कुछ तो
해야
बोल रहे।
돼가지고 아쉽게도 상대로 만나거나 팀으로 만나지는 못했다고 하는데요. 그러면 가장 중요한 거 오늘 왜 여기에 왔고 누구를 응원할 건지 물어보도록 하겠습니다. Most important question: Why are you here? Who are you rooting for?
T1, of course. T1 fighting. T1 fighting, man. Always.
T1 응원하러
불안해요.
왔다고
네.
하는데요. 이렇게
맞습니다.
T1에게 긍정적인 에너지를 보내주고 있습니다.
यही
마지막으로
लिखना था ना
한마디도
तुम्हें,
부탁드리도록 할게요. Message
यही
over to the
लिखना था
fans. We
ना?
have a lot of fans, lining up over here.
Yeah.
See you.
बताओ
ये
man.
the
Super
stage
awesome. The
man
people I've met here
green
are
क्या
great.
बात
Very,
है
very nice people. And yeah, I love it here, man. It's great. It's awesome.
कोई
팬분들이
ग्रीम
너무
वॉल
좋아해주고
बोला
응원을
जाता
많이
है
해주셔서
स्टेज
참
के
기쁘다고
वॉल्स को
얘기를
ग्रीम
하면서
का
ये भी
वॉल
मस्त
좋은
है
시간 보내고
लड़की
있다고 얘기를 하네요. 이렇게 그림님
एक ही
만나봤습니다.
लड़की है
Thank
जिसने
you,
इंटरव्यू
Grim.
दिया
Enjoy the
था
match.
Thank you.
देख रहे चैट डिलीट कर
शर्म वरम है नहीं भाई तुम लोग और तुम्हारे भुजिया वॉरियर ऐसे मशीन पे डालूंगी ऐसे चकनाचूर कर दूंगी
क्रिश अभी तो दिल पे बात है जा जल्दी मुझे और उसको इकट्ठा कर 1v7 करेंगे अभी
1v7 अरे इकट्ठा करके तुम लोग 1v7 कैसे करोगे हैं 1 कैसे हुए तुम लोग बताना जरा तुमने कुछ नहीं देखा अब आएगी आलू भुजिया शर्म थोड़ी सी शर्म आ रही है तो कर लो नहीं आ रही है तो तुम्हारी मैं क्लिप प्ले करती हूँ उसमें शर्म बिल्कुल आएगी तुम्हें
एक काम कर रहा है
अच्छा वो एक मैं हूँ आओ आओ
नहीं क्रिश एक काम कर जो आलू पूछे तू लेकर आए ना ऑडियंस से बांट देना और बोलना सिर्फ मुझे और का नाम आना चाहिए